Hello, hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome back. We are back. So come on in. I'm going to give y'all some moments to get on in here. It's going to be a good one. All right, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. It's going to be a good one. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're here. I will wait for some of you to join. We will give you a few minutes. If you're on CP time, like I'm on CP time. Giving it a second. Welcome on in. Come on, drop a hello. How you doing? Can't see who you are in here if you don't say hello. So good evening and say something back.
Could you do me a favor and bring my other phone? Thank you.
Destiny over here making me want some fruit.
You know I wanted to make a I wanted to make a milkshake with my Irish mom, but I didn't want to turn it into that kind of a program.
Your whole head is looking delish.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So we just waiting for my friend Marvin to come on up in here. We giving him a minute. He's doing some technical things. But of course I'm here with Destiny.
Yes, and put it in a folder because I'm gonna need to review it. I'm sorry. No, they have no manners. And they only show it when you out in public, child.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. All right, we're just waiting. I don't know what the heck is taking them so long. But anyway, you guys know who I am. I am Darlene Insatiable, owner and CEO of Insatiable Accessories, here with my good friend, Destiny Fields. Destiny, would you like to say something while we're waiting for our good friend Marvin?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I think you know me as the opinionated one. And basically, that's all I own, my opinions. Don't come for me. They're just my opinions. I get to have them. Thank you.
Hold on. So I'm going to leave the stream for a second because I have to assist with something. So, Destiny, take it away. Chat with the folks. I'll be right back in 6 seconds.
Okay. So I really don't want to claim feminism as a title, but I'm going to. Ladies, what do you think about the topic today? How do you maintain your identity in a relationship? Please think about it. Because you know how some of us do. We get a boo, and all of a sudden, our name is hyphenated. It's Destiny Boo now, instead of just Destiny. Because everything I do is with my boo.
Hey, Patrice. Hey, Tracy. Welcome on in, you guys. Y'all know me. I'm always on CP time. I try my darndest. But nevertheless, we're here. And Marvin doing some technical things, so we just kind of stalling and chatting. So come chat with us for a few. How y'all doing? I got my coffee. Look, how you brewing? How you brewing? Y'all got them snacks?
I'm gonna wait till the conversation get a little more hot before I break out my devices and such.
Yo, my snacks
Just
didn't
saying.
last.
Sometimes you need a device.
All right. He is having an issue. I don't know why. Okay, Patrice, you having dinner? What you having? I just had sushi. I'll be right back. Destiny, you got the stream for a minute. Hold on.
Okay. I hope all my peoples are up in here. I mean, I know y'all names, but I hope y'all up in here. And I expect y'all to bring it tonight. Don't leave me hanging out there, because I felt like I was left out the other day. Like, why am I the only one telling young man that ain't gonna work? You know, I sounded like a hater. And I sounded bitter. And I'm neither of those. So we need to bring it tonight, ladies. And if I'm just saying, if the men have something to say, please make sure your points are valid. Bring it so we can hear it, because we might need to hear it tonight. I may need another perspective on what I'm thinking.
Let's see what happens. Let's see. Got some real issues going on. So Patrice said, honey ginger, salmon, baked sweet potatoes, and broccolini. Why are you showing up? Showing off. Hey, Johanna. What's up? Glad you could pop on in. We just doing some small chat at the moment because my other co-host is trying to take care of some technical things going on. I'm trying to help from the outside, but I'm not no smarter. Coming right back. We almost there, y'all. Cool. I'm just
I
saying,
have no
Patrice.
technicals to take care of, because I already know I am not technically savvy. And so I don't get involved in things like that. This is the only platform I know how to work, and I'm going to work it. I'm not doing nothing extra. You just got to take it the way you get it.
All right.
I'm too old for all this extraness.
Okay, so let's see. Trying to get everything straight. Okay. Okay, so he's good. He's about to come in and we can get started. Got my coffee. I'm ready to go.
Tell you something, I'm going to be rubbing Aquaphor on my lips all night.
I can't with them dry lips.
I know, right? Girl, tell you these could do some damage right here. Girl, these could do some serious damage.
Hey, Audrey. Yeah. Right. We gotta just stall it for a few moments, waiting for the next co-host to pop in here. He's dealing with some technical things, so he's about to come in right now. We're gonna get the chat started. I don't know why they leave me in charge of this stuff.
Invite some people, Darlene. Invite Norm. And make sure my girl Tracy's on.
Tracy's here.
Okay. Hey, Tracy.
You can't see the comments the way I can see the comments.
Okay.
Let me pop them up. See, Tracy said, "Hey,
Okay.
good evening." Right? Patrice said, "Hi, good night."
Okay. Good night. Good night,
Hey,
everyone.
ladies. Audrey said, "Hey." Norm is here.
Norm, you're here
for tonight. All right, y'all. We're gonna give him a moment to come in here, and then we're going to get to the explanations.
Norm, the topic for tonight is my time versus your time. Maintaining your identity in a relationship.
That is the topic by popular demand.
Norm.
By popular demand. You know, I wanted to do generational wealth. You know what? I'm going to have to make a phone call. I thought. Don't be laughing, Noreen. Everybody's not tech savvy, and apparently he's a little bit slower than me. Okay, so Noreen, they named you Norm. I can't help it. Patrice said, it's very necessary for healthy relationships to have your time and my time. You know what? All right, come on. I can't.
As women, we all know it's necessary, but reality is some of us women, as soon as we garner a companion, is now known as women-companion. It's like you can't call up your ace boon cool no more and say, hey, girl, what's happening? Oh, girl, I'm over here with Jack. Every conversation you have now with your girl is with her and Jack.
Okay, so now
Jack is so close to her.
What the hell is going on here? What have I been missing? What the hell?
We were small, so let me get officially started. Welcome on back to Insatiable Nights. This is episode 2, and we're back to discuss more relationship issues. So if y'all were here for last week, then child, you know how it can get. But this week, again, we try to keep it more light and sensible. So the topic is my time versus your time. Maintaining your identity in a relationship. All right? So for anybody who's not familiar with me, my name is Darlene Insatiable, and I am the CEO and owner of Insatiable Accessories. I'm a mom. I'm an entrepreneur, obviously, all around common sense type of girl. Y'all done heard from Miss Destiny here. She's our resident Miss Cleo, as you can see by the headwear. Right? She's pretty much a know-it-all, experienced it all. So she's just, Marvin here is our resident spiritual activist. He is a writer. Marvin, you can add as much as you would like to add. Go on, brother.
Nah, that's enough. That's enough.
He don't like when I call him
I'm
our
growing.
resident man candy. I'm just saying.
That's not that's not fact.
That fall
I like spiritual activists. This is more
there you go.
Yeah, writer. Yeah.
Yes, he's definitely a writer.
Y'all the eye candy.
You guys can check out his works at re/creation.com. Did I get it right?
That's a fact. That's a fact. We got an event coming up next Tuesday that y'all can check out. We're going to be reading some of our writings, myself along with other great artists, writers, college students, and we're just going to be reading and hope you could come and support the cause. So it's a great site, great workplace, for writers coming home to express themselves, their art. So it'd be cool if y'all could come and support next Tuesday, 7:00. We're having a reading event. If you can join in, zoom in, and support, donate, we'll really appreciate it.
All right, so those are the introductions. Repeating the topic. The topic is my time versus your time, maintaining your identity in a relationship. And that topic came by way of Tracy. It made sense to follow up with that after last week. So that's what we went with. All right. Hey, Renee, welcome in as well. Hey, Toya. Toya made it.
Toya made it?
She made it. Look, Destiny, look what Toya said. She's loving the look on you tonight.
Oh, thank you, Toya.
Loving that. All right, so who wants to set this conversation off? Destiny had already started taking it. You want to go ahead and finish your thought?
Girl, I don't know. I'm just saying, many times in relationships, when we get into relationships, we really do lose our identities, where it's just there's no more single time, I should say, or it's just now a mishmash of what you are in a relationship. It's like no more, you can't call and say, hey, darling. Now it's, hey, darling Marvin. You know what I mean? And
Norm said you look nice.
Who?
Norm.
Oh, thank you, Norm. Girl, they let the people know I don't normally look nice. But thank you. But I just find it a little strange. Maybe it's just me and I'm setting my ways, that I don't expect to get in a relationship and then lose my identity. Yes, I understand that I might not have this as much time for my friends as I normally have, but to lose my whole identity is not something that I want. No. I still want to have time to do the things that I do. Go have lunch with my girls, chat for a little hour or so. I don't want to make a man. I'm going to say a man because that's what I'm oriented towards. I don't want to make a man my entire life, where I can't even run to the store without him behind me. I just want to know what you think of that. Girl, I want to use them and box them up and put them back on the shelf. Is what I really want to do. What do you ladies think of that, Edmund?
I mean,
Okay, so before you get started, Johanna says, but sometimes that's a good thing, especially as you and your spouse create a new identity together.
Okay.
You're learning together. And then she says, yes, spend time with friends and families, but also is to become your family. So he's also to become your family. There has to be a healthy balance. And Patrice said, what is an example of actually losing your identity? I'm gonna let Marvin speak, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take that one that Patrice asked.
what?
Marvin?
As far as losing? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You want me to go?
What is losing? Yeah.
So Latoya agrees with Destiny that we don't want each other to feel like they're alone. All right. This is how I feel as far as losing your identity. So she's talking about spending time together. So we all know in the beginning stages, that's all you want to do. You want to spend time. You want to get to know each other. And your friends and family, they already know you. So they should understand, okay, I got to give her a little bit of space. You know, they're learning each other. They're growing together. So they should be able to understand that. That's not going to last for so long. That's the honeymoon phase, right? What I find more important with your identity are your goals in life. So you know how men have their goals. And what do they always say about men? Men are not going to really love you until they meet their goals in life. Right? That's their priority. They do it. But anyway, what I know of men is that they're not truly happy until they meet their goals in life. Women, we tend to be more giving and more nurturing. And we then lose ourselves in catering to them and loving on them and helping them meet their goals. And that's why sometimes when we break up, it hurts so bad because we've lost a part of ourselves. We gave too much in this relationship to this man. So Toya says getting to know each other to bring unity in the relationship. That's true. Johanna says, right, I think it's two topics, losing identity and time management. Well, Johanna, I think they kind of fuse together.
Because you only can lose yourself. Yeah, you can't, you know, with the losing yourself part of it. I mean, you can only lose yourself. I don't see you losing yourself helping and loving a man to reach his potential. You like someone said, there's got to be balance in a relationship. So it's the fault of the woman if she's giving up her goals and dreams in life to help him achieve his. You don't have to lose your goals and your purpose in order to help someone else. You begin to lose focus when everything is centered around. A lot of women sometimes center themselves around, and men center themselves around that person, and that's how you lose yourself. When you just everything is about that person. You don't allow them to breathe. Getting back to time and space. Space is important too. You got in a relationship, you need to let the person breathe. If you on their neck and breathing on them and pounding them and you on them every second, yeah, you can lose yourself. You can lose
but Marvin,
yourself.
That's not a one-sided thing.
I just said. I said men too. I said men do it also at times, but women. Let's just say women and men. That in order to lose yourself in a relationship, you have to give of yourself without concentrating on your own dreams and purpose in life, and you can't do that. You got to have balance, and you got to.
And that's where people lose the balance, and that's.
Yeah, you lose the balance, you lose yourself. You lose the balance.
That's that fine line.
Yeah.
So now you have to pay attention to the person that you're with, because a narcissist will make sure you lose yourself. You got to be careful who you end up with. So this was always my issue in relationships. Why they failed So why you feel so broken is not because you loved and loathed that person so much. It's because, damn, I wasted so much time. I could have been doing this, but I was so busy helping him. And even when they
That's
know
an
it's
excuse. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. Women, I think for some women,
here
I
we
think
go.
no, I'm just saying that's an excuse. You know, you can't blame. That's why I said, and a lot of the things that's happening now, and you know, getting to a lot of the movements that's taking place. And I'll support women full heartedly. And you know, every woman when I was down, it was all women that supported me. So, you know, before any woman accuses me of being misogynistic or chauvinistic or whatever, you have to women, you got to take responsibility for your own actions. You
Okay,
just as equal. Oh, look, can I finish my point?
here
We
we
are
go with the
equal.
point.
We are equal human beings. We are equal beings, and a man can't make a woman do anything she don't want to do, and a woman can't make a man do anything. So we gotta stop saying, you know, that he did this to make me do that. You know, unless he physically, you know, only thing a man can do over a woman is physically make her do
Okay,
anything. But as far as mentally and spiritually, we on equal planes, and you can only lose yourself and give it yourself if you choose to do that with the man you
so
with,
Marvin,
and that's your
what I'm
purpose in life,
saying,
to get yourself strong enough to so you don't get to that. You don't do
Marvin,
that.
it
Good.
happens. It happens unknowingly. Nobody plans for that to happen. That's why I said you have to take note of the person that you're with, because we, like I said, as women, we're nurturing. We see a man is going for their goals. We like that. You know what I'm saying? We want to support you. But somewhere along the way, if you're with a narcissist, is what I'm talking about, they will take until it's all about them. And somewhere along that line, you have to realize what's happening. Sometimes we don't realize it until it's too late. You can't tell me I'm wrong. I know because I've been there twice.
No doubt. No, I ain't saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that. No, I
It
would never tell
happens
you wrong. I'm just
unknowingly.
saying. But what I'm saying is, who do you blame in that situation? Do you blame yourself or do you blame the person? That's the only way you can grow.
It depends.
No, but I'm saying in a
Now,
situation like that, you have to start taking responsibility for the actions that take
now,
place
as an
in a relationship.
older woman, I know better.
Okay.
Nobody
All
can
right.
get my time like that now. But in
But
this
it's not even about it's not even about time. Even if you with a person that's a narcissistic person, you should feel when you get to that point within yourself that you can go head to head with any man mentally, spiritually, and come out of it no matter how and without losing yourself. And I wouldn't, but what I'm saying is you don't have to duck and dodge certain men because you'll be strong enough to handle and break any man if you choose to. I'm just saying, like, you know.
if we're talking about, okay, so definitely know what I'm talking about. Started from young, and we just had this conversation with someone close to her, a young person in their 20s, is someone who we had to explain to him was a narcissist. When you're young and you're just starting out in these relationships, you don't know. You learn through experience. And in this case, it was a man who had to realize, I'm with a narcissist. Now,
And it was the hardest thing to explain.
As get through it, you cannot come with that game. No way, no how. We shut it down.
Okay, yeah.
So a lot of things are learned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Get to some comments here. So Johanna said, I wouldn't call it a fault. Sometimes we think that's right in that moment. So she's talking about us nurturing our men.
True.
Yeah, but Marvin said it was a fault. I was listening.
Yeah, it's not a fault.
Nothing but listening.
It's not a fault.
The fact that Marvin sees it also as something not normal is what I want women to understand. No one is saying that you're not supposed to learn your significant other. No one is saying that. What I'm talking about is the phenomena today that when a woman gets into a relationship, she is now woman that relationship. You can't get 5 minutes to yourself to even say to her, listen, as my best friend, I need to speak to you for a little bit because I'm having an issue. Which, you know, she's built other relationships. She has friendships that she needs to put into. She needs to put into those friendships just as much as she's putting into her relationship, right? And sometimes you just want to talk to your best friend, your best Judy. You just want her to listen, girl. I'm having this issue. And then here comes Mr. Hyphen. Speaking about men because I'm straight, but it could be anyone.
And that's how you start recognizing if you're with a narcissist. Because then that person doesn't let you get that time with your family and friends. Then they start, intervening. So I've been there.
But what I'm saying is that I noticed that nowadays it's more likely to happen that way than not happen. I don't know if it's because I've taken this time out for myself and I've chosen not to be in a relationship. Why I'm noticing it, I don't know if it's been going on for a long time, but I'm saying that I noticed that every relationship, whether it's new, whether it's been down the road a little bit, whether it's been down the road a lot of bit. Well, not a lot, but I've noticed that lately, it's just you hyphen who. And I'm wondering if people are realizing that they're losing themselves.
It depends on how long that's going. Because that's not always a bad thing. I think it's cute for a little bit. Let me get to some comments. So, taking time for yourself is needed. It's important for both. It can also benefit the relationship as a whole. You have to maintain your own individuality, which is true. I'm gonna get into.
I do agree with that.
I'm gonna get into that. Patrice says, "Okay, off topic, but still a good question. Since we're talking about losing identity, do couples have joint accounts along with separate bank accounts? If having separate accounts alongside a joint account, should we have access to each other's separate accounts or not?" So, Destiny, I would need you to bring it back, because this right here is a question for you.
That's too early in a relationship to be sharing accounts.
No,
that's
she
too
said
early. The relationship.
Couple.
I mean,
okay,
yeah, couples. That's something. You start sharing accounts.
About the beginning, Marvin. She's talking about a little further on. Let the lady get her.
Even still, I think that should be wait. I mean, if you get married, then okay, now you joint. You have something. You join together. So now, of course, you're sharing everything. But you a couple.
Marriage don't mean commitment, honey.
But it don't mean it on. But I'm saying on paper. I'm talking about on paper.
Even
the government.
Even on paper.
No, what I'm saying. But what I'm saying. Monetarily.
Answer it as a single man, and I'm going to answer as a single.
No, but I'm saying when you marry, things change on paper. Everything changes. Your taxes change. All these things change. And so with that, it comes now. You can start talking about your bank accounts and all that. But I'm saying when you just a couple, that's too early to be joining accounts and sharing and give me your code. No, like we get into
because so many holes I could have jumped to. Go ahead.
But hold up. Okay, you answered as a single man. Cool. I'm gonna answer as a single woman. I would not do that. As a couple married, I would not share accounts. If I were to get married, I would still need separate accounts, and no, you cannot have access to my accounts. We can have access together to the joint account that we have.
Yeah.
But that's in my mind. So I'm gonna let Destiny answer. As 2 times I would say, you go ahead because you've been there a couple times. You take it as a married
girl.
Did you share?
The first time I did because I was young and I was in love, girl. The ground he walked on. I opened my eyes and the sun sung his name, honey. That's how much in love I was. And I did it. And even though we eventually ended up getting a divorce, I didn't regret it because I was so in love with him until the relationship got to the point where it broke. Because girl, I had blinders on. I was in love. And whatever was mine was his, girl.
Okay.
Straight up. I was 19, married at 19.
I don't know why she said that in front of me.
Man, it's going.
I'm gonna follow that because you know I'm follow with that. But hold up. So that's the answer to that, Patrice. We don't think that if you have separate accounts as a couple, you should have access to each other's. You still need to hold a piece of you, you know? So Tracy
Come
said,
back, I'll tell you my husband number 5. Okay.
Tracy said, there's no need to lose your identity by engaging in activities outside of each other. You can maintain a sense of self. That's the way it's supposed to go. Yes. Hey, Carmen, welcome in. Hi.
But Tracy.
Yeah, hi. Carmen says hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hey,
that's on the other side of 40, like Darlene is saying, but not. I'm sure not everybody on this platform is 40 and going forward.
Hold on, let me get through the comments. Hold on. So Tracy also said no person can provide all the things you need for happiness because one's happiness can tanker, especially if you're depending on that person. What is
Solely.
it? Solely. Oh no, I can't. I'm about to put these glasses on.
But I'm on.
She said, yes, she's been there. She's been there. Ain't no way it's gonna be joint everything, anything.
But I think Tracy said a good thing there because that's important in a relationship too. And I went through that,
especially not credit. Okay.
When I came home, as far as a person being happy, like when you going through, like you're both going on your different paths, but y'all together, and one person is experiencing happiness, and the other person might be going through some things. If that person that you with doesn't feel happy for you for the space, at least that you're achieving something, then you shouldn't be with that person. And I was with somebody who was going through some things, and she was, struggling, and I was like making some moves and getting things done, and I was in a happy space. But together, I was sharing these things with her, and she wasn't really like, she wasn't happy for me. And that's what that right there was like, oh nah, I can't be with her. And again, I haven't been in a relationship, but this was the person I was like, okay, maybe we'll see what happens. But you learn, you see certain signs in a relationship that tells you this ain't the person. And luckily I was able to see early on that being that she wasn't happy for me, even though she might have been going through some things, that told me a lot. And she couldn't even muster enough to congratulate me on certain things that were happening, and I realized, oh, I gotta get out of here.
And that's where
I'm calling you to tell you something, and you, yeah. So these are things. So Tracy said, being happy for a person, that's important. That's one of the signs that you with somebody that's gonna, at least who knows you're gonna get married, all that, but at least you're gonna last a little longer than what you might have thought in the beginning. Because if you're not happy, if you're going through some things and you're struggling, if you happy and the other person is struggling and they don't celebrate your happiness with you, then that's not the person you want to be with. Because even though they going through it, they still should have. Because if I'm going through something and I'm with somebody and she's blowing up, I'm gonna be happy for her despite whatever I'm going through. And this person I was with, she couldn't do that. Yeah.
Because if you're a couple,
be mindful of that.
If you're a couple, if one person succeeds, you both succeed.
Yeah, and you should be happy. If you genuinely want to be with that person, you genuinely feel that person, then you should feel their happiness, even if you're not feeling in that same space in your life.
Right. Okay. So let me get to some comments. So Tracy again said, I agree, you should have your own account. No, they should not have each other's info for the account. This is the point for separate accounts. Right? That's the point for separate accounts. So Renee says, hey, Renee, welcome on in. She says, you can have a joint account and each other and have each of their own. The joint account is for household bills. I agree with that. You put your money in to take care of the household and have your own separate thing, on the side.
Yeah.
I'm not sharing accounts. That's right. Right? Carmen's up in here. Toya said, I don't even share my tax return.
Hey!
No, there's my 17 kids. You don't get nothing. But yeah, so I think we all agree on that. Basically, that's a consensus.
Yeah, as far as accounts, yeah,
No,
yeah, that's not good. Yeah,
unless you're married,
yeah,
you have
money.
a joint household account. And as far as time, now I know because I am recently out of this situation where, like you said, Marvin, someone was not happy for the success that I was exhibiting. And had it been a former me, had it been a me of, say, 20 years ago, I'd have probably got lost in that relationship. But because I am now the other side of 40, me, I knew that and I saw the signs and I saw it coming.
Yeah,
so if a person doesn't have their own goals, if they're just complacent, then you growing as a person is not going to make them happy. They want you to be right where they are. So this is where being equally yoked comes in. Excuse me,
but even if they do have goals and they might not be achieving those goals, if you're in a relationship with somebody and somebody's achieving their goals, if they're not happy for you, then you got to get out of that. Like if you with somebody that's not happy for you, even though the things they want in their life is not happening at the moment, and they can't muster up enough energy to say I'm happy for you or congratulations or then you got to get out of that. That's something's wrong with that. So those are little signs that it's not worthy of my time to be with this person. But
okay.
Yeah,
that's good on the financial, but I'm gonna say this. What I was talking about is Darlene. I'm gonna say Darlene. I'm not gonna say Marvin yet. I'm gonna say Darlene. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Women get into a relationship. Relationship is 2 months old. I understand you're still in the honeymoon period. Okay. Relationship is, let's say, 10 months old. Still kind of sort of the honeymoon period. But when y'all have to go to every single place, you get out to get in your car, you're now a couple. You can't go nowhere by yourself.
Well, okay. It depends.
Should be that way.
Because I know she probably talking about me, but let me tell you something. It depends on the situation and how long you've been together. Some people have been together so long, they are one person. I promise you. There's a couple. Okay, so Johanna is requesting. I'm sorry, y'all.
I can't hear you.
Johanna is requesting a what?
You gotta.
She's requesting to be on camera, so I'm going to send her a link so she can come in with us and chat. Johanna.
I can't
Someone
hear you.
else. Johanna.
Okay.
So we're going to add a person to the stream. So y'all can chat. Let me work on that.
Yeah, so but the relationships is tricky though.
It is. Like I know she's talking about me, but it's all right because
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you, Darlene. But I see you know you guilty of something.
That's all right though.
But see, you know what happens?
They get hooked. They can't help it.
That's a fact. They want to stay up on.
Okay, and it's
you know what
fun.
happens though in a relationship? Crowd. Yeah, and then like I said, you don't want to crowd each other in a relationship. You want to have time. Huh? I can't hear you breaking up.
Oh Lord.
Hey, can you?
Hey, Johanna.
Thank you.
So you guys prepared physically for this, and I did not. So I'm probably not going to fully be on camera. So forgive me.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. so I kind of had to step out for a minute, but I just had more like typing. Please forgive me. I'm not trying to take. I just did like clicking around and type. There was a couple of things that I just want to like point out and hit. So you know, me and Darlene, we've been best friends since we're like 15 years old. So my husband and I have been together for 10 years. So we definitely experienced that change, that crossover where me and Darlene talking every night to now not, because now I got someone in my bed. So some of the things that you were saying about that changes, it does, but it's also, I think, when there's no malice or ill intent, or like
You breaking up. I can't even hear her.
I get what she's saying. It's a little choppy, but I get it.
Okay. Sometimes, like I'm saying, like in the reality of the situation, when we're not just talking about it, sometimes if there's no malice, now there were other relationships that were like, but when my husband and I got together, it was a natural progression that I would have less time for my friends. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes when it's an unhealthy relationship, I think sometimes your friends and family kind of sense and know. But when it is in a good spot, I think that life just progresses and goes and it becomes okay. That's what I wanted to say about like time. But what I wanted to say, I don't know if you guys are familiar with John Gray and Aventure, the pastors and all of that stuff that's going on. So John Gray happens to be a personal friend of mine. I've known him for years and years and years, and we see all of the stuff that's going on. But one of the key things that he said, Destiny, that I think kind of goes along with the points and stuff that you're trying to make, is that he was progressing and he was growing and he was doing all of those things. And he was hurting his wife's identity by all of the plans that he was making. So he was hitting his goals and targets. And
She
essentially, yeah. And so one of the things that I feel that my husband or my spouse, my mate, your mate, doesn't have the right to hurt you to get up. And sometimes that's what ends up happening, is that you talk about equally yoked, you talk about those types of things, but wherever, like, just if my husband is going and his goal is one thing, my goal may not be the same as his, but he doesn't get to break me to succeed. Same thing with me. We don't have to have the same goals, but there has to be a level of respect and honor that I feel sometimes is what is missing as people change, grow, and succeed. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's the part that we fail at.
What you're saying, Johanna, and I do agree with you, and that's my point. Like, how do we expect to grow mentally as adults if we're never giving ourselves the option to just see someone else's point of view? You're in this relationship for 2 years, and ever since you got in the relationship, it's just me/you. You. You
have to.
What I'm saying?
You have to want it. Yeah. You have to want it, and marriage is a choice.
Okay,
but it's not one choice. It's every day frozen. You make a choice.
Are we all right?
We're good.
Yeah.
John is good.
Hear me?
Marvin,
you're frozen.
I am, Johanna.
No.
Darlene is frozen.
I think we're having tech issues. Everybody's back.
Darlene, you're frozen now.
I am?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, you're frozen. We hear you though.
Yeah.
Okay, so
so you have to want it, and both parties need to want it, and it's every single day. So when my husband does something really crazy, I still have to choose to honor my marriage. I have to choose to respect and honor him. And I feel that people don't realize that it's a constant decision in marriage. They think because we're married, it's just what it is, but it's not. You have to constantly choose and constantly decide, and it has to be consistent. but it's not just one decision. It's a series of decisions, a series of changes. And,
Okay.
and
But you can't. But this the thing that I don't understand with a lot of women. A lot of times in life, in relationships and marriage, especially when they get with a man who's that's a sports star or whatever, who's achieving his goal. Then when they don't make it, when they get married, and years down the line they have all these kids, and then they blame the man for them not achieving their goals. They chose to be with a man who wanted to be a baseball player or a football player. And so what I'm trying to say is
Marvin,
women have to
I
learn
wanted
to
I need to
allow
make an
themselves to find
observation.
themselves within
Marvin,
the relationship.
Marvin,
Can I
Marvin.
finish my point? I can't even finish my
Excuse
point.
me, but I'm
Let
saying
y'all
something.
speak.
I'm saying something. Excuse me, Marvin. Excuse me.
But you don't even know where I'm getting at to say something. Go ahead, though.
All right. Go ahead, Marvin. Or would you like me to surmise where you're getting at? And then I can move on to my point.
I lost my train of thought. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you were saying?
Okay, so you have the notion that only men are successful and only men bring things to the table. Okay.
I didn't say that.
Well, I'm just okay.
I
Yes,
never said
that's
that.
what you're saying. That's what you have said
No,
so
I didn't.
far. Marvin,
No, I didn't say that.
I'm surmising
You
that
can't
is what you've
surmise.
said
You
so
got
far.
to
Ask
no, but
anyone else.
you
Ask
but you have to
anyone
listen.
else
But
who's
you have to listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying, I said I'm speaking on what you just said as far as a woman and what the young lady just said, Johanna, about her relationship. And a lot of times, I'm just making an observation in life that a lot of times in relationships, women get in a relationship with a man who's trying to
What
achieve a
is going
goal.
on, internet? You guys are here.
okay, Marvin. Women achieve also, and sometimes
I know that.
women achieve more than men.
Yeah, no question.
But
I'm just
every
speaking of.
time you speak, you are coming from the place where a man is the successful one.
No,
yeah, but
I'm speaking from a place
It's a
where a lot of
relationship.
times, most of the time in relationships, women take. You're not even listening to what I'm trying to say. I'm saying women shouldn't take a back seat in a relationship, and watch a man achieve his goals. She should continue on trying to achieve the things she wants in life, and don't wait 20, 30 years later down the line of a relationship to be like, oh, he stopped me from doing this, and oh, I couldn't do this because I was helping him do this.
All right.
That's not fair. That's
Okay,
all I'm
so
saying.
let
It's
me
not
take it up.
fair.
Now,
yeah,
here.
I think that I'm so sorry, Darlene, just really quick.
No,
I
go ahead.
think that first of all, Marvin, I understand what you're saying and I understand where you're coming from. As a woman, yes, sometimes we like I think what's tough is hearing the words like fault and stuff like that. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, sometimes as a woman, we choose for like history, if you think about women, all of that, we choose
Yeah,
to take the back seat and let our husbands, let our men shine, let them continue. But on the
exactly.
inside of us, and I feel that it's a sacrifice that we make for many reasons. We
But you
do
don't
that
have
with our
to.
children. We
Yeah,
know that we may want to be a writer, but we're going to pay and put our kids through school before we put ourselves through school and stuff like that. Women by nature tend to make that sacrifice. So I feel like sometimes what happens is men should also respect that, honor and see it and encourage it. And I don't know if you guys always do that very well. It's almost like you hold that against us
no, but I
when
don't see it as I really don't see it as a sacrifice for women. I think it's part of
it
the
is.
natural process. With
Okay,
especially if
hold
you're
up.
having kids.
It's a
If you having
sacrifice.
kids, if you having kids in a relationship, that's part of the natural sacrifice that you not even that. That's part of the natural process of you being a child bearer and taking care of the
Hold
kids.
up.
There's nothing
But
wrong
we're
with
more
that.
than that because women are
No, then
not
yeah, you
only,
can be.
but listen to what I'm trying to say.
You got
Women by nature
so after she
nurture.
speaks, I'm gonna get to
Yeah.
comments. Go ahead, Johanna.
Okay. So women by nature nurture. We nurture the people that we push out as well as the people that are birthed in our heart. So naturally, we want to encourage, guide, produce. That is our role, that is our makeup, that is our DNA. So just like we do it with our children, we do it with our spouse. So it's natural for a woman. Women that don't do it is usually based on different training, different brokenness, different experiences. So we choose that sacrifice, but it takes a strong man to remind us and give us the opportunity to also carry out those goals. It is a sacrifice and it's a compromise. And I think sometimes men forget that part. But I'm not trying to debate you or disagree. I'm saying it's also the man's responsibility to remind us how powerful and important we are. And sometimes
No
that's
doubt.
missing and it doesn't
True.
happen. To Destiny's point, yes, both can be successful and both can honestly forget and be so powerful and so successful that they forget what it takes to run that household so you can go out and play ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? There is
Exactly.
more is what it is.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So
but go ahead.
some comments.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to some comments. I'm gonna make a point and then you guys can take up again. So Patrice says what Marvin is saying is true. You have to be able to be happy for each other. I saw this in a marriage vlog. It's not a competition with your partner. Right? And then Tracy said, we make time for self-care. You got to be able to pursue your own passions. Toya agrees. Noreen says, I got to get my glasses for this one. In a perfect world, guys, there will be time where you totally take care of your needs. But in the real world, it will take sacrifice and compromise at times. Sometimes you'll have to be selfless and be there for your partner. Which is true. We do that often. And then,
see, this is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
Hold on, I'm still getting the comment. Hold it.
Okay,
hold it. Toya says, how do you make this topic work when you're in a relationship for 28 plus years? Keep that in mind. And then Patrice again says, there's no letting your husband shine. It takes both individuals working together to make things happen. We each have to bring something to the table to remain happy in a relationship. If you as a woman is letting your spouse shine, then there is no equality, no identity. It's going to deplete happiness. Men and women need reassurance. We have to support each other. And then Alicia says, self-love before you can love someone else. I hope I said your name properly. That's so true. And that should be at the top of this discussion right here. Self-love. So now, you guys, you want to go ahead and speak before I
yes, I have something to say. Now, yes, I know all the cookie cutter answers that everyone is giving me. That's not what I'm talking about. I am not here for the cookie cutter answer. Otherwise, let me go pick the hairs out of my chin. Women, I am talking about what's happening today in today's society, what's been happening for the last few years that you see is going on, and what the solution is. I don't want the cookie cutter answer. Girl, honey, been there, done that twice over. No, I'm not going to do it again.
Okay, so.
And I don't think a committed relationship has to end in marriage. I don't necessarily think that. I just say a committed relationship because,
what's the committed relationship
without marriage?
We're not gonna
what's the committed relationship?
We're not gonna go to what the committed relationship is because that means something different to everyone. But the point is, Destiny's asking, how do we change that being one? Now I feel like, is that right? How do you change that? Well, it depends on the couple. Maybe that's right for them.
Well, maybe this is what I'm trying to say to you. This is the point I'm trying to make is a lot of the relationships, like a lot of the relationships that I observe lately is this Siamese kind of thing going on.
Okay, and my point is, who says it's wrong? If that couple is happy with that, then who says it's wrong? It might not be what you want to be in, but maybe that's what they want to be in. Like Toya said, how do you make it work when you've been together for 28 years? You're bound to become one. As I was beginning to say, there's a couple friends on my page who have been together for 37 years. They are one. And that
okay, so we're missing the point. Okay, so on day number
you're
7,
saying if it's a problem.
No, okay, right. On day number 7, on the 7th day of the relationship, when you're a Siamese, is it wrong?
What do you
If-
mean? I'm
if
not
they don't
following.
feel it's wrong, it's not wrong. But if the problem is when one person in that relationship starts to feel stifled, that's what's the problem. If they're growing together and they want to grow together, then why is it wrong?
That's a fact. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
I also know that I'm not sure what is meant by Siamese, but I also know that there was a time in my marriage that my husband wanted to stay and I didn't. So I don't know for sure because, and then there was another time when I didn't really love myself and he had to love me enough for both of us. So I think what I have learned is that there's not a cookie cutter answer and there's not a formula. There's not a formula. There's not a formula. There's not a book. And things that one person or one relationship might not, like you have like a no matter what clause. And at different times in your marriage, different things get on that list because somebody might say, if he cheats, I'm out. But there's marriages that have survived infidelity. Somebody might say, if he don't have a job, I'm out. Somebody might say that if he goes to prison, I'm out. Somebody might say, like, you know what I'm saying? So there's not a formula, but what there is you at many times you have to keep making that decision to be married because the world, life, everything doesn't want you to be happy. No, nobody wants you to be with the same like that's not the society that we live in.
And it's not, and relationships aren't perfect. Life ain't perfect, and you gotta if everything went wrong in your life, you just gave up and threw it out. I mean, you have nothing in your life. I mean, so you just like a relationship is just like that. You know, you're gonna go through things, but people look at relationships for some reason different than other things in your life. But you don't just rip up and throw away things in your regular life because something goes wrong or somebody do something wrong. I mean, you got to go through the bumps and bruises.
You have to be open to come back. If you guys do break up, that doesn't mean it has to be over. Check yourself, go to separate corners. And if love brings you back, go back. It's okay. Do you know what I mean? But I the way that we answer, just to answer the question, how do you make it to 28? By making it to day 7 and day 15 and year 3 and year 4. And when you look back, you've been married for 37 years. But that couple, they didn't expect on day 1 that they would make it to 37. Because I for damn sure never thought I'd make it to 10. But the way that I made it to 10 was to get through year 7 and year 8.
Exactly. So this is where things split, and we're talking about experience. So Johanna has made it to 10 years of marriage.
Congratulations, Johanna.
Get out my room, close the door. Reinforcing, and love brought them back.
Right.
Definitely.
I mean, I'm not.
You and I haven't had the healthiest relationships, so we can't say it was right.
Girl.
We go see what we know is wrong.
I am not saying that I know the answer. I'm not saying that at all.
You're asking for the answer.
Right. And I'm saying be true to you. Be real with yourself. Have that conversation with yourself first.
Now, I'm going to get to some comments here.
You know what I mean? Is it healthy? Am I clinging a lot more? Which I'm not talking about going through things and being empathetic, sympathetic, loving your person. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about you just met this person. And as soon as you meet this person, it's like you're an extension of this person. So you no longer think in singularity. Every single thing.
But
something that
Who's
y'all
to say
discuss.
that is wrong for that couple?
Well, this is what I'm
If
saying.
that couple is not saying it's wrong for them, you can't decide that for them. It's only those two in that relationship. So those two can decide what's wrong, what doesn't feel right. When one of them comes to that crossroad, then they'll figure it out.
Yes.
And
And let me
folks
tell
be
you,
enough.
it happens. We could be codependent. Like that, all of those things are like happen. Like it's not lovey-dovey. Like if I was to like tell you all that we've gone through, you guys would have
Exactly.
told us to not be together. Like
Now, I wouldn't have said that. That's why I said I don't agree with that. I know relationships gonna have its ups and downs, and that's why I said true relationships and couples, they're gonna go through that and they come out of it. And when you get if it gets too extreme and there's too much hurt and too much pain, and then of course you got to separate. But some things you got to go through. I mean, in life, it's just regular
Okay,
life.
let me get
That's
to some
just life in
comments.
general.
And I'm gonna tell you why I'm not going through those things. Cornell, welcome in, Cornell. That's true. Patrice says, whatever women want and require from a man, she needs to be able to deliver that to that man as well, which is true. Equally, you have to be able to give what you expect. Cornell says that true. That's true. Alicia says you have to meet each element of a relationship that is emotional, spiritual, and friendship. That's all. She says communication is key. Cornell is agreeing with everybody. Ariel says amen. It's a daily process, says Alicia. Patrice says she feels like I said, how my BFF says, say that what? A lot of her needs to support me. He needs to help me. I don't agree with that. It seems very needy. What? Needy. You can't be a needy spouse. You have to deliver also. True. Okay, Cornella's agreeing. I got you to more than agree, bruh.
But
Say some words, Cornell.
I want to say too, you got to remember this too. Listen, women got to realize too that in a relationship, and a lot of times the reason why they're not able to follow their dreams is because they decide to have kids. So you can't always blame the man as the reason. Hold on, let me finish. Can I finish? You can't always blame the man as the reason for you not achieving your dreams. A lot of times we choose to have kids in a relationship, and the kids sometimes stop you from achieving the dreams you have. And it's not wrong. Those are just different dreams. That's a different path and a different dream. Kids are that different path and different dream. But you accepted that. You accepted those.
Marvin. Yeah, women. There's no woman alive that has had a child on her own. Women don't have seeds.
Okay, so, but women. You said yourself, a woman is the. You said a woman is the nurturer in the relationship. So it's natural for a woman who has children to be home with the kid, who nurture the kid, and those things take time. And you can't go and have for a lot of cases. Now, I mean, there's opportunities for you to work and have kids.
This is what I'm talking about, people.
Yeah,
where is your identity when you're in a relationship with Marvin, with children?
And this is what I'm about to
do you have
right
one
now, Marvin? Now I'm going to side with Destiny.
Say that again.
I'm siding with Destiny because you're sounding really one-sided, bruh.
Chauvinistic.
How am I sounding one-sided?
Because you keep talking about
how's that male chauvinistic?
Hear what you're saying, and I'm gonna want you to watch this replay.
I said a lot of. All I said was a lot of times
women. You keep saying why women have to blame it. Why women? We're speaking on
why women what? No, what I'm saying is what I'm just giving you. I'm giving you a reason why. All I'm saying is the reason why a lot of women aren't able to achieve their goals is because they choose to have kids. I'm not blaming. I'm saying look at Oprah.
That's not a reason.
That is a reason a lot of times. A lot of women can't hold.
Let me tell you something.
A lot of women in the past weren't able to hold a job and have kids at the same time until the workforce and start making changes and having No, but what I'm saying is we talking about goals in life, and why is it women have to put their goals on the back burner for a man?
Reaching your
And I'm
goals.
saying
We never equated having children with reaching your goals. We're talking about.
I
Hear
am
me
though.
out,
I'm saying
somebody. Hear me out, Marvin, because you're doing a lot of talking right now. We're talking about when you're mismanaged your time and you're spending too much time with your partner, how you balance that out. We never brought kids into the equation. That's something
but
separate.
kids have to be brought into the equation. Why? Why?
What if a
We
couple
talking-
doesn't
well,
have kids?
No, but I'm saying I'm going back to the subject. Listen, I'm just going back to the subject of men achieving their goals and women not able to achieve their goals in a relationship
Let's
because
not blame
she's
it on
helping
the kids,
him.
though.
I'm not blaming the kids. I'm saying what I'm saying is women have children. I'm giving you an excuse in a sense. I'm saying women.
That's one example. One example.
All
But
right. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't
Woo.
like to talk about the stars and the basketball players because we're not there. This is a forum.
But
for
what I'm trying
people.
to say is those are examples of how even in the small world of what happens to women in their life. The reason why I brought up Oprah because Oprah never had kids and she was able to achieve. Just think if she would have derailed her. A lot of women's goals are derailed because of children. Let's be honest. That's an honest topic
Well,
to talk
I think
about. I'm not talking about the 9 to 5 job. I'm talking about realistic
Okay,
goals.
let's try to
derailed.
rephrase that so that people stop like getting mad at you. Okay, I think let's try to
get mad.
rephrase
I'm
it.
not.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
Yeah,
I think
rephrase
what
it for
you're
me.
trying to relay is that women, because again, the matriarchal society that we are all in here in America,
Exactly.
women wind up staying home, but there is a such thing as single fathers. Number one is that women, they have kids and then they spend their time raising their kids instead of writing their book. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
However,
that's all I'm saying. I'm saying,
okay,
and that's what I'm saying.
No,
but a man is able to. A man can have a child with that woman and still pursue his dreams because he decides.
Hold on.
Exactly.
Because he decides to be less than in that child's life. Because
I don't think that's less than.
Yes,
I think,
it is. No, it is.
No, I think it's just a natural.
Marvin,
hang on. I like to talk.
We're talking to 3 women who have been single mothers. Let her finish.
But here's the thing. I was a single mom, yes, but my father is my person. Okay. So that man decided to lay his seed, and a man's job in the child's life is to give that child identity. That man decided to let a female do that. And that's why we have a lot of these kids running around crazy the way that they are. You guys,
I'm not talking about that man.
Leave us.
I'm not talking about that man.
We
talking about 2 different men.
You are, because listen, let's talk about the football player, Steele, the one that left the NFL because his daughter had cancer. He left the NFL to be there every day with his daughter. That was not the mom's job. The man, the dad, decided to pause his career. Men can do that. Men choose to not. That is not our job. A child is supposed to have 100% of both. You guys decide to not. We don't decide to. So that is actually what you're saying is a fault of manhood. It's not a positive thing. And I think that it is a fault. And one more thing, and then I'm going to go back on mute. Oprah did not have children because she had a horrible childhood. She did not have children because she felt that she would be a poor parent, not because she wanted to be a billionaire. So by default, she became this billionaire.
That's what she.
But she has. That is what she said.
But the reality is, she became. She would have never been a billionaire had she had. I don't believe she would have made it to this height had she had kids along the way.
Okay, but here's
kids
the thing. Guess who has children? Guess who has children? Guess who has children?
Look at
Beyonce. Guess who has children? Beyonce. Guess who has children?
But she had children. She had children in the middle of her success. I'm saying if you in the beginning of your career, you pursuing your dreams.
That's not true.
Whatever woman has a kid in the beginning of her, most women that have kids in the beginning of their, can I finish my point? Most women that have kids in the beginning of their pursuit of their dream, it derails their dream. Now I'm not talking about the women. Beyonce waited. All these women you're talking about waited in the middle of their careers to have children.
She didn't wait. She miscarried.
When did she have a kid?
Beyonce had a bunch of miscarriages before Blue.
When?
No. Listen to what I'm saying.
Marvin,
listen to what I'm saying. My son is 25. I had him at 19. I became a six-figure nigga after I had the kid. So what you're saying is not true.
Okay, exactly. You're an anomaly. You're an anomaly, but you're an anomaly.
No, I'm not.
Marvin, everybody who does not agree to you is not an anomaly. This is facts, and this is why I only want to speak on.
You look up the stats. I'm gonna look up the stats. Should have brought the stats with me because I didn't think we was going to be on this topic. But I'm gonna show you stats that show that most women. Can I finish my point? Most women that have kids in the beginning of the pursuit of their dreams.
Marvin,
I'll let y'all speak. Y'all don't let me speak. I don't get to finish my point.
I let y'all speak, and this is why I say,
go ahead.
That you are not. You are not.
Say that again.
You can't speak on a point.
I can't hear you.
You are not.
I'm not speaking. I'm speaking of real life. Is she a real person? Are real people? People are people. Money doesn't make a difference in who's. We are human beings.
Yes,
and I'm saying people, even in the hood, if you want to speak, and let me finish. If a woman has a child when she's young, it derails her in a little bit. I'm not saying you can't succeed, but it does set you back. If a 16-year-old girl has a child, it's gonna set her back. I don't care what you say. That's a setback.
Okay,
now I'm not saying she can't get over that.
If it does set her back, it's because the male did not do their part as well.
Exactly. You keep leaving out the man. You think a 16-year-old Marvin, you think a 16-year-old girl would decide, hey, I'm gonna have this baby right now in my life without that guy?
Yeah, you think she just got saying, like injected? I'm saying is she married?
We're not talking about why it happens. We're not talking about why. I'm not talking about the why. I'm talking about what the circumstances that take place after. No, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about what are the repercussions of it. We can get into the who and what and why.
If you want the 16-year-old,
I'm saying
solve the problem.
No, but I'm saying.
Can I say something?
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Marvin, I want everyone to understand Marvin. And Marvin is this kind of person.
Here we go. We're gonna define me now. See, there we go again. We trying to define me. I haven't defined nobody yet on this show. I've just spoken. I haven't said so.
Sean wants to say something too. We have another man here.
You overtalk.
Okay, we got
point.
There's another guy here.
We have another man
that wants to say
something.
Let the brother speak.
Let's hear him. Yes.
Can I say something? Because I'm listening, and I'm sorry I came late.
Hey, Sean.
Thank you for inviting me. How you doing? I'm just going to say this. Marvin, you are 120,000% wrong. Listen, bro. I'm listening to everything you're saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Hear me out. Hold on. I heard you out and I sat quiet.
No doubt. I ain't saying nothing.
In a relationship, a lot of time goals, whether it's male or female goals, get derailed because
there's a new goal.
Exactly. Whatever my wife's goal was before she met me, those were her goals. But whatever my goals was before I met her, those were my goals. Now, when we get together, we set new goals. We reach new highs. Like I told her before when I first met her, me being with her was the prize. Kids is a bonus. They add to the prize. Now, whether the kids is there or not, it don't derail the new goals that we set for ourselves. I don't look at it like because women have kids, they get pushed to the back burner and now all of a sudden their goals are derailed. No, that's not what happens. What happens is this thing called life changes. And as this thing called life changes, new goals and expectations start to rise within the family. You can't sit here, bro, and sit here and say, I come from a single mother, raised 4 kids. My mother's my father. I don't know my dad. And she did it on her own. You know?
No doubt. My mother too. My mother as well.
Exactly. So, and her dreams and goals didn't get derailed. They didn't get pushed to the side. They just changed. They might look a little different, but they changed.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that
Okay,
concept.
so let me.
That's what I want you to know.
I don't want to forget my
No
viewers. Let
doubt.
me get some comments because everybody.
I respect
said
that concept.
we did a little bit. We got off topic. Let me address what Toya said. Toya said, "Let me say something, Marvin. I'm a mother of 10 and have plenty degrees. So what are you saying?" She has 10 children and all of her degrees.
No
Tracy
doubt. I didn't listen.
That's the topic, of course, of time versus time. But she said,
No doubt.
Marvin to set it off. Cardell said, well, that should be a conversation that the men and women should have. A woman decides to have a child on her, or why would she do that? Man, okay, yeah. So definitely a discussion. Ariel says, my cousin have 5 little kids and have a PhD. It's up to you. It's up to you. Kids don't stop anything.
No doubt.
Exactly.
I understand that. Listen to me. I think they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I think the brother that because a lot of it is attacking me. So can I get a chance to?
No, Marvin. Let me finish. Hold on. I'll bring it back full circle because we are on topic. I'll bring it back full circle. Like I said, she had her son at 19. She still became a 6-figure earner. Even though it might have taken a few years longer than she wanted to, she still did it. I'm going to apply to myself. 5 children. Listen to me.
No, I'm listening.
By myself.
Oh,
right?
Y'all missing my point. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'll bring it back full circle, and then you can bring it back to the topic because we got way off. As a single mother, my goals got pushed down further, but it didn't stop. So here over 40. I buried one child.
But okay. So listen. I'm gonna be 2 seconds.
I have one that's
Darlene.
Marvin, let me finish. I have one on her way to college. I have one who has special needs, and I have a little one. But guess what? I am still succeeding, and I'm still achieving my goals. Why? Because I
didn't say
know the value of my time. Hear me out. I now know the value of my time. And the last person that I was with did not respect my time or my goals. So guess what? I had to leave him alone so I could keep pursuing my goals. I understand my value. Right?
Okay, now my point was I didn't say my point was not that a woman could not succeed because y'all messing the whole point. And I think the brother made a good point by saying that the goals just change. But all I said was having kids does derail certain goals in life. You wanted to be an astronaut. A kid can not. It's not the fault. And like the brother said, you just change your goals. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying a kid
but the way
does.
You were phrasing it.
But Marvin,
maybe the way I was
Marvin, because
okay.
You said that when a woman has kids, her goals change. What my husband said is when a couple has kids, their goals change.
Yeah. Thank you.
So that's
he said change. I said derail.
Yeah. Well, no
question.
The difference
No doubt.
No. The difference is that you said her goals change. He said their goals are derailed. So you said the reason why we keep going back to you is because the change that happens is for both. You keep saying that it's her that changes for him, and what we're trying to get you to see, whether it's kids, whether it's setting topics, is that it's supposed to change for both. And that's the point that you're not seeing.
Exactly. It's supposed
even
to
with
change
time.
for both.
And the
no,
reason
I'm
why
not,
it doesn't,
I just said that.
The reason why it doesn't is because of the brokenness in the family structure or the man. It's you guys don't do your part.
You're unconsciously separating this family before you get started.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. And that's the point that we're making.
Yeah.
Again, what I'm trying to say, that's not the reality. What y'all speak of
that's unconsciously separating himself.
Hell no.
From
Do
you.
you have kids?
Who, me, Gianna?
No, Marvin. Like, are you
Marvin doesn't have
speaking in
kids.
hypotheticals and stats? Are you speaking
Say that again. I
in
couldn't hear you.
hypotheticals and stats? Do you have children? Do you have children?
I still couldn't hear you.
Do you have?
No, I don't have any
children?
kids. I don't have any
Okay.
children.
So you're speaking in hypotheticals and
I don't have
stats.
any children.
That says a lot. You're speaking in
I'm
hypotheticals
speaking in
stats
experience.
and what
I'm a
you've heard.
child. I'm a child. I'm speaking of experience. Obviously I was a child. Obviously I have sisters and brothers. Obviously I have cousins.
But as a child, you don't sacrifice for your mother. So you're not speaking what we're speaking.
What is unfortunate?
No, it's not the same. It's like you're speaking
A lot of women
from somebody
and
else.
Who's at fault?
Yeah.
Blame the men. After you cut me off, I'm saying those are facts though. But you speaking from a
Marvin.
Again, your relationship is an anomaly, and when most relationships,
Success is not an
when
anomaly.
there's children involved, unfortunately,
Marvin, success is not an anomaly.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm saying what y'all have, where he speaks of understanding and changing goals and moving on. I'm saying that is an anomaly. There's a lot of
So you
broken
don't think
families.
there's a lot of
If you're not accepting that as the truth, I'm not saying that. I just said, but it's not.
No.
Say that
I
again.
agree with Marvin. I agree with Marvin.
No,
I agree with
I said.
Y'all
I didn't hear it. Say it
speaking
again,
from.
please.
I agree with
I
Marvin.
said her relationship is an anomaly.
Mine?
Thank you.
Yes,
Why
yours,
is it?
Johanna.
Why?
Why?
Can I say it? I agree with why I agree with Marvin.
Please.
Yeah.
The point I was trying to make earlier, this was always my point,
Mm-hmm.
that the longer a relationship goes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I understand the sacrifices. Yes, I understand everything that you have to do in it.
Mm-hmm.
My point always was,
Mm-hmm.
how are you a Siamese twin on day number 7? You support
weren't.
this man, and by that I mean you're supporting this man. You no longer think as an individual. You're coupling everything.
We didn't.
No, I'm not talking about you in particular. I'm
You
saying
don't.
women.
No, you
Women
don't,
nowadays enter a relationship and they start talking to someone.
That's broken.
All of a sudden, they're
because they're broken.
Relationship.
Because they're broken. Because they're hurt. Because
Right.
they have pain. Because of all of this reason. And
Right.
and all of that though gets washed out and it gets discovered. And I do want to hear your answer to why you think my relationship is an anomaly. Number one. So please comment on that.
Who, me?
But
Yeah, you and Marvin agree that their relationship is an anomaly.
The reason why I agreed with Marvin is that Johanna, you guys are still making it work. You're 10 years in and going, right?
Yes.
My point was coming from, this is where I was coming from.
Okay.
You start a relationship, not you in particular, but women get into a relationship. Say I just met Marvin. And I've only been talking to him for 7 days. I know women that give up their identity. This relationship is young, and yes, I understand you want to be with this person. But now they start doing things like, in a relationship, this man's be calling me for 7 days straight. Immediately, they start throwing up bumps in the road. They can't make their normal appointment. Why? They're in a relationship. 7 days in. Oh, can I talk to you? Okay, they're on the phone with their person. Girl, you want to talk to this person. Just 5 minutes of what you had. You wanted to speak to this person, and it would have taken 5 minutes. But this woman is so in love that she
she's
can't
not.
see that she's a Siamese. And I'm saying a lot of women start their relationship this way, and then when it gets to
So,
a certain point
okay.
where it probably doesn't last.
It may not, but again, like I don't know. I feel that, and I'm saying this in kind, that you got to look at that for really what it is. If you jump that quick into a stranger, there's something that's missing. There's an issue. I'm not saying that it's not going to work, it's not going to last, you're not going to fix it, but when you jump in that quick, people need to learn how to date. People need to learn how to court,
There
how
you
to be
go.
in those first
Thank you.
7 days. So when stuff like that happens, but I will tell you, when I first met my husband, I thought he was fly as hell. Like I was infatuated. I had a crush. But I also had crushes on the 10 people I was with in my life before him. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't think that I want to compare my relationship. I know I had to grow. I know we had to figure things out, but I do not feel at all, and maybe I would have to give you more details specifically about my relationship, that we are an anomaly. I am around a lot of people that have been in long-standing relationships, or
Let me be clear with what I said. Like I didn't when I said anomaly, I was talking about as far as changing goals. I don't know what Destiny meant by anomaly, but my anomaly was just specifically in the changing of your dreams and goals and making it one. A lot of relationships don't do that. A lot of couples continue to pursue their own goals, and that's when you get derailed.
You mentioned earlier that you were like a spiritual counselor or something.
I'm a spiritual activist.
I'm sorry. I don't know if when you say spiritual, you're going Christian or what spirit. And I could honestly come from Christianity or Islam or wherever.
Neither. I'm speaking just universal, just the spirit.
Well, there's scripture, or there's biblical truth that talks about honoring or accounting your partner above yourself.
Yeah,
does that sound familiar?
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the Bible. Yeah.
Okay, so either way, it's still a life principle. I can even come from the Bhagavad Gita if you want. Doubt. But anyway, when you are confident in yourself,
no doubt,
you
believe in yourself.
Yeah, it gives you an opportunity to see and want and desire more. And sometimes that more really comes from your mate and the other person. So even if I have a goal, what happens, because I love myself and he loves himself, you allow someone to help you reach even goals beyond what you think is your goal. So as you become one, it really is this new way and this new thinking. You know, the same thing when you become a mom, you're no longer that person without the kid. You're everything about your essence really does become and change.
But you agree, let's get to this. But you do agree that kids change goals. I think we got to that.
Let's get back on topic.
I think all right.
Yeah. The topic wasn't goals. The topic was time management, right? How do we keep our own identity? And I'll say that definitely you sound like you're coming from a place of
bitterness, regrets.
Yes. A place of been there, done that, a place of unhealthiness. And I just feel like not everybody coming from that same place.
Losing your identity in a relationship.
I'm not bitter. I'm really not. I
feel like I am, because I've also
I've just noticed.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I'm noticing, and I don't think other people get that. Like for example, the example that you gave earlier about the young person that I knew, a young man that was deep in the throes of a narcissistic relationship. My wonderment is, how do you give yourself and your identity over to another person so completely that on day number 7,
But you
Her
know,
identity is now your identity.
you know that comes from a place of unhealthiness. And not everybody is at that same place. Now,
I get it,
myself,
but I'm trying to. This is the point I'm trying to make, is that I see it a lot, though. I
there's
see it a lot,
there are
and not just
broken
with young people.
out here.
Then they're unhealthy. Then they're
That's just
unhealthy.
reality. As you grow, as you get older, hopefully people will get the help they need, because a lot of that comes from childhood. You know,
Yes.
you're missing a component of love, and then when you find it in that opposite sex, you misuse it.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. Like we just said, these people were in their 20s. Now, as you get to our age now, we know better. Because you always try to tell me what I'm doing wrong in my new relationships. And what do I always tell you? I know what I'm doing. I know how to get out of it when I'm ready to get out of it. And what do?
You get lucky. You get
I'm
lucky.
out. Ain't no lucky. I'm out. Why? Because I'm no longer coming from a place of unhealthiness. When I now see that, okay, this person is narcissistic. This person is pulling from me too much. This person is not happy for me. I'm losing myself. I'm out. And you know it. Why? Because I'm healed. I've dealt with my issues from my past. And sometimes it takes years to get there. As far as these young people, I say let them live and be happy and experience love and all of that. And hopefully, they're healthy. And the ones that are will get the help that they need.
You know what, D? You know what, D?
Yep.
If they 7 days in and they still happy like that and they losing themselves, let them. You know why?
That's what I'm saying. That's
You
what
know why?
about.
But here's the reason why. Because on the 7th day, they feel like that. On the 14th day, they might feel different.
Exactly.
They find themselves again. They find something new. They find something different. People
See,
lose
they look at
themselves. You know why people lose themselves when it comes to another, when they in love? Because love, love, love. There's that song that says it. Love loves itself. People want to be loved. No matter if you want to be loved by another person, or matter if you want to be loved by a dog, a cat, a roach, a bug, whatever. You want to be loved. But at the end of the day, once you get to that point of I love, always remember there's going to be a place of I hate, and I can't, and I don't. But then you got to realize what that love was to make you get over them hurdles when it comes to them obstacles.
If it's true love, and that's when you know if it's true love.
Jesus loved the people. He hated he had to die.
But we talking about time too, Darlene.
Yeah.
And
so
you
we
gotta
want to
remember,
bring it back to time. Yeah, we got to bring it back to
hold
time.
on. So I'm saying time takes time in a relationship to grow. If you're not willing, we talking about a condensed time in the beginning, but I think you need time for a relationship to nurture and to grow. And if you're not willing to allow that to happen, then happiness is not going to happen. In anything you have to allow time. Now, I'm not talking to you per se. I'm just saying in general, for any relationship, it takes time, it takes growth, it takes maturing, it takes forgiveness, it takes all those things for a relationship to you get to a point in a relationship and you go, you know what? We finally made it. We here. I don't think any relationship is clean. I think you show me a relationship that a person that's been together for more than 5 years and they had no bumps and bruises and they phony. They just good liars to each other. I'm saying you had to go through something and then come out of it and say, you know what, we better now. I don't believe that. I don't believe there's a relationship without flaws in it.
There's not, and it's just it depends on what people.
So what are you willing to tolerate? You saying, and what
exactly.
are you willing within that time space?
Initially, how much you love that person. That's the basis.
Nah.
The basis to tell you how much are you going to be willing to forgive, how much you're going to be willing to grow.
Nah. You don't love in the beginning.
But I'm saying
you don't know that because you don't love in the beginning. It just takes.
My point is because Destiny kept asking the question when you're on day 7 and you're always together, and that's why I'm saying let those young folks be on day 7 and 14 and month 3 and let them be together and let them figure out how much they care for each other. That's gonna let you know if you're willing to get to the next step. Remember what we said
That's
in the
too
last
early.
show?
No, we thought.
You and I, Martin, said that you have to take that leap of faith. You have to open your heart fully
Yeah.
to allow yourself to love someone. Destiny is not there. She's coming from a place of retraction. How can you go into
Well,
a
not just me.
relationship
It's what
from
I've
a place
observed.
of
I'm
retraction?
just saying.
She's not there. That's all I'm saying.
No
That's
doubt.
a place of unhealthiness. Now, let's get to some viewers' comments. Anybody else want to pop in here and say something? Because Toya said, let's get back to time management. Patrice said it got so heated with a topic. Toya said, take the attention off of, get to the comments. Okay, Tracy says, got to find a harmony between your time, his, her, and our time. Reach a balance and feel comfortable. And that's it in a nutshell, right?
Yeah. And I think that that's healthy. So being in a relationship, I definitely think that it's healthy. And I think different times we had to get back to that. Like there are times that have I neglected my friends? Yes. Have I neglected my family? Yes. Have I also neglected him? Because the opposite happens too. Sometimes you want to spend more time with your friends than in growing that relationship. So I definitely think that it does have to be a healthy balance. And I do agree that you get so caught up in what you guys are trying to make that you forget that you have some things on your own too. You know what I mean? And even when we're talking about identity, the other thing that from an identity standpoint that sometimes happens is like my husband prefers sneakers, I prefer shoes. So he would always buy me sneakers. So I remember thinking like it's been a year since I had a pair of heels because I was conforming to his image, but I had my own image. You know what I mean? Like I think those things do happen too. And you have to just go back to that, and you have to have a spouse that allows that. You know, sometimes, so many times you're in a relationship, and whether it's the woman wanting the husband to work out or something like that, and they keep projecting their view and their image, and you have to keep fighting for yourself. That does happen. You do.
Okay, well, this is a good one. I want to address what Patrice is saying. Patrice is asking, what role do friends play in relationships? How do you successfully balance friendship and relationship?
Nice seeing you, Colleen.
He's leaving.
Bye, Sean. Thanks for your input. Okay, what is the limit? And she said, sometimes friends can mistake boundaries for losing your identity. Ooh. And I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, Patrice.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, just because a person is changing and getting to know someone else doesn't mean they're losing their identity. They're in something new. Of course, there's going to be something new about them. And we need to allow that space.
And I don't look at it as change. People, I don't think it's change. I think it's growing. I mean, change is a harder word. I think it's growing. We grow. Relationships allow us to grow. Yeah, I mean, I change is like when you go from one extreme to the next. And I'm saying relationships allow you to grow. Relationship is about growth. And during the time you're together. No, but I'm saying, to me, when I hear change, it's like an immediate, all of a sudden you're in a relationship, all of a sudden you're a different person. Nah, it's like you're in a relationship, you're growing, and you're starting to see yourself in a different light. That's all. You know, I mean, change is the same thing. Sometimes words take on meaning, and change is one of those words. When you say change, it's like an instant, and it's not instant in a relationship.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's why I said it's growing.
Yeah,
it's about growth. You grow in a relationship.
It's a good thing. And as a friend, as a single friend to my friends who are married and in a relationship, I think I know my boundaries. You know, like Johanna, for example, me and Johanna could go weeks not speaking to each other. And when we do, it's just like, it's always been, hey girl, how you doing? How's it feel? Because I understand that her life is different. It doesn't mean that she's less of a friend. It means that she has more responsibility and I'm giving face.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
But
a
I
bad
had a
thing.
friend, yeah, to Patrice's point, I had a friend that I used to go to the club with all the time. And of course, when you're in a relationship, you can't go to the club like that. You know what I mean? Or I had another friend that would say, can we do something? Can you leave Sean at home? You gotta, like, you have to set those boundaries for your friends, because especially if they're single or not for nothing, if they are bitter or like if they're man haters, they don't want you in that relationship. So you have to also set those boundaries. And my husband's friends, we went through a lot with his friends because his friends wanted to go out clubbing, drinking and stuff like that, and also not hold him accountable. You know what I mean? I feel like men fail at holding their men accountable.
What you mean by that?
So, so
What you mean by holding them accountable?
the same
Me-
way, the same way that we're asking the question, what role do friends play in relationships? We always refer to women and their friends in relationships. You know, oh, she's different. Oh, she don't have enough time for me no more. But the same thing happens with men as well.
Yeah.
Single men
Yeah.
need to respect their married friends and the role they now have in their marriage.
Yeah.
Understand that
Whatever
you
a
can't hang
man,
out.
listen, whatever a man is gonna do, whether he's hanging out with a single man and they hanging out, or he's with other married men, he's gonna do it. Ain't the fault of the men, his friends in his life, to
I don't
keep
think
his
it's a
marriage,
fault, Marvin.
to keep his. Oh look, let me finish. To keep his
Uh-huh.
marriage in line. It's not the job of the men and his, that surround him to keep his. I don't think. I mean, I got plenty of friends that are in tight relationships, and we go out, and it's on him. I can't be like, yo, listen, man, you can't do that. Cause like, even if I know women, the family members, and they men in their life, I don't get involved in that. Like, whatever he's doing on the side, I'm not running back telling family members, female family members, or checking him. Like, long as he's not abusing her, long as he's not physically hurting her or bringing drama on the scene. Listen, most relationship women know what's going on. They don't need his friends to be calling you, telling you, or checking him and telling him what he should be doing. I don't do that.
That's not what we're talking about. We're just saying that, if as
No,
you
she
as
just
a
said that.
man, huh?
Johanna just said that.
I did.
No.
I did say that. And I think it does happen. So what I was saying is that just like men, first of all, the reality is men talk just as much as females. So when I
True.
say they got to hold them accountable and stuff like that, is that if me and my husband are having an argument or a fight and he's like, yo, this bitch gets me sick, then I would expect his friends to say, well, hold up. Like, I get that you're upset right now, but that's your rock. You know what I mean? When I say stuff like that, or holding accountable means that if they're hanging out and they're driving, I don't want his male friends to call a female over to the car or something like that. Like,
Nah,
I want
I
his
disagree.
friends to also respect the relationship and stuff like that. Like, only, and this might sound harsh, but I don't need anybody to regulate his dick. I need people to help, like, to encourage him and remember that he has a good thing going on and don't fuck up. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
like
yeah, no doubt,
goals.
no doubt.
That's what I'm talking about.
But if we
Yeah.
but if girls are coming around us and I'm with him and he's married or he's in a relationship, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be like, yo, man, you married, you can't. I can't take time out of what I'm enjoying in my life.
Then you're a bad friend. Then you're a bad friend because listen, if you guys
y'all don't do it, y'all girls do that. Y'all girls do that to your girlfriends. Y'all all hanging out, and you know your girlfriend's in a relationship. You're gonna check her and be like, you shouldn't be doing that to Marvin. No, y'all don't.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. If you're hanging out with somebody, hold on.
That's why we said, we gonna go to the bathroom.
Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do that.
Yes, we do. And it's the same thing. It's the same
Y'all don't
thing.
do that.
If you hanging out with a dude that that dudes on parole or whatever, then you might say to
That's
him like,
different.
"Yo, don't do that." It's not
Oh yeah, that's
different.
different. No,
It's not
relationships. I learned the hard way to stay out of relationships and stay out, because even if you do, you got some men to be like, "Yo, homie, mind your business." My relationship and I've been in situations, so I've learned. I'm 51 years old, so I'm trying to be the man to be like, "Yo, homie, man, you got a good girl. Then you shouldn't." Yo, bro,
I think that's why.
So but I'm
friends
saying
should hang together. Married friends should hang with married friends. And
that's not reality, though. That's not reality. It's not like a list that you could sign up and say you could be friends for years, and he gets married and you still single. And so what happened? You got to cut him off and you can't hang out no more? Because
the other thing, to go back to topic that happens with friends, is that sometimes we in a relationship tell too much to our single friends. So
that's a fact.
Yeah. So the other part about the boundaries, going back to the topic, is that I had to learn, and I think people in relationships need to learn, to stop going to your friends with every relationship, everything. So the boundaries go both ways, and the conversation, because I can make you hate my husband because every day I tell you all the drama. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, some things need to be specific and stay in that relationship.
Exactly. That sums it up. All right. So Tracy says all relationships require a balance, respect, and communication. She also says compartmentalize your relationships. Don't ask for your friend for advice if you don't want to hear the truth. Like Johannes said, keep some things to yourself. Stays in your relationship.
And that's that's like minding your business in reverse. The same way I wouldn't get involved in telling my man, "Yo, you shouldn't be talking to that girl. You married." Nah, like, it's none of my business.
Well, remind me not to introduce you to my husband.
I can't keep notes. Like, I don't do that. Like, nah.
Like friends.
Nah, trust me, I'm a great friend, because I'll give the brother advice on the things that's needed.
Comes with two
but
heads.
Relationships, nah. Relationships is exactly what it represents. Two people, and that's it. And I don't get involved in that.
Patrice said, where did it go? Something need to have a show with married couples. Yep. She said, hold up. You need a show with married couples to discuss this topic. It's very interesting, different point of views. It's very heated. It's true. We need more married couples.
She's married. Johanna's married. She's speaking from a married.
That's only one. That's one married couple speaking to three single people.
Oh, hey, okay.
Yeah, so I just want to apologize for that. So if you guys are going to send like private comments to Darlene telling, "Hey, Johanna should have shut up," please just know that I'm verbally apologizing for how I jumped.
You ain't got to apologize.
No.
We all certified our opinions here.
Yeah. That's it.
We all have our opinion. That's all.
And the thing is, and we'll talk at different times or whatever if I get on again. That's the only thing that I really wanted to say or show as we talk. And it really is a difference. And a lot of the things that you guys are saying and thinking and feeling, I too thought in singlehood. I even thought some of it in my relationship. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's time, it's progression. And sometimes you love them, but you got to figure out how to like them. And I think that we don't really love them anymore or want them, but it's really like the person he is today, he wasn't 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep that in mind, that there's no formulas to this thing.
Yeah. Got to wait it out sometimes. Sometimes you got to do it. Got to do it.
Get to this point.
If you would have gave up on him years ago, you would have never seen the growth in him today if you had given up years ago, like some women do.
Okay, but I did give up, and that's the
you didn't. You didn't. You still together. So how did you give up? You gave in.
Marvin,
No, I
No,
did
she
it.
not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying
Marvin,
you,
you're not
if you
saying. I know these
look,
people. They have had their
listen,
time. They
I,
have left
I know they together. Hold up,
together.
I'm,
You're
I
Listen,
not
know,
but
I know
listening.
no, but
they
Marvin,
together.
Marvin,
Aren't you together?
listen, Marvin,
Okay,
Marvin,
you together
listen.
though.
Marvin,
Are you together?
Marvin, be quiet.
Okay,
Listen.
but
You can learn something.
listen, hold
Are
on a
y'all
second.
together?
I am with and married to the same man I once divorced. So
Okay.
what? Okay, but what I'm saying is everything and all of the things. That's when I was saying that you have to have a no matter what, because
Yeah,
we divorced and then
no
we
doubt. But
remarried. It was a waste of money.
exactly.
But at that
But
time, at that moment, if I would have been on this call 4 years ago, I
yeah,
wouldn't be where I am today, because you don't know. You don't always
that's
know
what. But
that
we
you're going
know
to be
now.
here now.
And that's what I'm saying. But we know now, and I'm saying now you can't speak of giving up because that was all the same path in the process. You had to go through that divorce and the path and the process to get to where you are today. That's what I'm saying. You looking at it like you gave up at one time. I'm looking at it as you gave in and you divorced, but y'all continued that same path and process, and look where y'all at. So you didn't
No,
give up.
okay.
At least
I
I'm saying
understand.
that.
No, I understand what you're saying. But the
No doubt.
reality is that in that moment,
Yeah,
if we were on
no
this
doubt.
call 5 years ago,
You be okay.
everything in me believed that it was over and I was done and it was a wrap.
No doubt.
Okay.
Okay.
Just like what
All right.
Destiny is saying about the 7 days, when you're in that moment, that's what you think, that's what you believe. But we have to stop putting periods on things because we never know.
Exactly.
So we
That's
have to
my
be
point.
open more to the rest of it. But like we've gone through all of those experiences. But again, we're off topic.
I just know,
Nah,
like
see,
I said,
I believe.
we are all certified in our own opinions only. That is it. So you see me falling back and I'm being quiet. I'm letting someone that I know who has experience speak. I do not speak on anything that I don't have experience with. Marvin, you should follow suit.
I don't. But see, that's what you're wrong. I don't have to have experience in something
Yes, you
to
do,
speak
bro,
on
because
something.
you
No, you
cannot say
don't.
you're successful.
No, you don't.
She is successful
No, you don't.
in her marriage, no matter what she's been through. You
Look, hold on. I know. Listen.
Destiny
You
sitting
can't.
there single. We should be quiet.
So you saying? So why have a show? So why have a show?
suit. You might be
I have an opinion on everything. I have an opinion. If I know something, I'm going to speak on it. I don't have to have
And you
the
don't
experience.
either.
I might to experience something. I'll have more knowledge of it. But to not have experienced something, I can still speak on it from my
And that's
opinion
why
of
I
it
said
from the
you have
outside.
your opinion.
I never been beat by police and clubbed by police, but I can't speak on that because I've never been assaulted by a police officer. I never experienced being beaten, but I've seen it. I've been witness to it.
You
That's the same
cannot tell
thing.
someone what they need to do to be successful. You are able to do it.
Hold up, I just said to you, I never told her what she need to be successful in doing something. I said
like
in my what?
She's
What
telling
did I say?
No, she's telling
Yeah.
We've been there. We've done that. We've left each other. You're like, well, no, you didn't know.
Yeah. I said no. All I said was, yeah, you broke up, but you came back together. I said, to me, you didn't give up. How am I wrong for saying that's my opinion? She said, in her opinion, she gave up.
Your own opinion. That's why I said you.
Yeah.
Opinion.
Okay, yeah. That's my opinion, though. She said no. I said yes. I said from a spiritual activist point of view, you didn't give up, sister. You was just continuing on your path to today where y'all would still be together. That's all. And I'm not wrong. Just like I can't speak on being abused by a police officer, but I know about that. I can speak on police brutality. I can speak on racial profiling and all those things.
But
even if I haven't.
Yeah, I think the point is, guys, like we can spend too much time on that. Marvin, your perspective is saying that I never gave up. And
Yeah,
I think that, but hold on. Your perspective looking at year 10 is that I never gave up. The point that I'm
That's
making
all.
is that
Yeah,
at
that you
year
did.
5, at year 5,
Yeah, you gave me. Okay.
I did. And
All right, that's good. Okay.
but wait a minute. But I think the point that Darlene is trying to make is that sometimes if you want to hear from a person about how to survive police brutality, talking to the dude that got his 2 front teeth knocked out is different than talking to the dude that watched the news. So what the point that Darlene is making is that
But if we
sometimes, hold on,
okay.
sometimes the perspective and the truth that comes from the person versus the witness bears more or greater truth and understanding. Because if you want to know, right, if we don't talk about relationships, if you want to ask the entrepreneur that has $1 million company, talk to the one with the $1 million company,
okay,
and not just
listen
the
what
one
I'm
with
saying.
the $100 company.
But see
That's
this,
the
but
point.
again, the difference is that me and a brother that experienced that got his teeth broken, pushed in by police, were talking right now. I'm not talking to him. Me and you are not talking to each other. We talking to an audience, and I'm giving my perspective, and you giving your personal perspective. So that's the difference. Now, people can listen. Let me finish. People can gather from me, and they can gather from him their perspective, because he might say, he might come on and say, hey, it wasn't like that. I mean, you don't know what he's going to speak on. He might lessen the abuse. He might speak highly of the police, and I might speak differently. But we giving 2 different perspectives. Look at Rodney King. Rodney King was beaten, and he was talking about can we all get along? A lot of people didn't agree with that. Were they wrong? I mean, I'm just saying. So just because her experience gives her a different perspective, my experience gives me a different perspective, and we're not speaking to each other. We're speaking to an audience.
Marvin,
I don't need the experience.
You heard
I don't
about
need
too much.
You don't.
I don't need the experience.
Yes, you do. We want to
no, I don't.
Viewers some knowledge from personal perspective and personal experience. If you don't have this experience,
listen,
you cannot teach them anything.
I can speak to a level of it. Hold on. My mother did 25 years with me while I was in prison. She could speak to. Hold on. Let me finish my point. She could speak to that experience of she might not have did the time, but she could speak to that experience of those 25 years of doing that time with me. She might not be able to speak. Can I finish? She can't speak of the.
You can't finish.
She can't speak to the experience that I experienced, but she has. Okay. So I'm saying I've experienced police brutality, not personally, but I've been around. I've been around abuse.
I like Patricia's comment. Patrice says that Marvin needs to get in a relationship and go through all these things he's opinionated on before speaking.
You don't even know. And see, there you go. They don't even know the relationships I've been through. And I'm speaking from relationships that I've been through.
No, what's happening is you're speaking about my relationship. And I think that's what Darlene is trying to say.
How am I speaking about your relationship? I'm not speaking about your relationship.
You're putting your opinion on my experience. Like, stick to
as
yours.
a married person.
Yeah.
What if I said about her relationship? Only thing I said was that you didn't give up. That's it.
No, and you also said that I was an anomaly. You also said that
no. I didn't say your relationship was an anomaly. I said the fact that you both came together and made your goals one. That's an anomaly. That's what I said. I didn't say your relationship.
I was a single mom and I made it through. And like you said, a couple of things that was direct. But anyway,
I didn't say.
Listen.
No.
Make your words make sense. You're double talking yourself a lot.
You're trying to twist my words and not make them make sense. My words make perfect sense.
No matter what was an anomaly, those things are not anomaly. There are other successful people
to you
in those ways. Just because you haven't seen
I didn't say that.
It doesn't exist.
I didn't say that. I didn't say they wasn't successful people.
What you know.
Again, I know, and I'm speaking about what I know.
Destiny,
so what are you speaking? So what are you speaking from when you say when you disagree with me? So where's your perspective coming from?
I don't know. I'm telling people I don't know. That's why I have.
But you just So how can you speak of, so why are we having a discussion on topics when if we can't get an opinion from ourselves, because we all haven't experienced everything. So why have a discussion on certain topics?
Okay, I want to know
If
what
we
you have an
like, what's the
experience with,
point?
Marvin. Can I ask questions?
What's
Let
the
Destiny
point?
get to it. Let Destiny ask a question.
Okay, Marvin. So you said several times you spent 25 years in prison, right? And by
Yes,
my
ma'am.
calculation, I'm getting to the question. It's a little long-winded like yours.
Let her go. Let her speak.
So you spent 25 years in prison, right? And you're 51. May I ask what age you went in? Because I just want to know.
I was
how
24.
long you were out, or if you had a relationship with someone while you were in. Because I think maybe I'm judging you based on the fact that you were put away for 25 years and you're 51 now. And how could you have this much experience if you've been in so long? So I want to know, did you have a long-term relationship while you were in jail? And I want to know, when did you get out?
I've been home a year now, and I had plenty of relationships while I was in jail. I had plenty of women that I was involved with, but nothing committed because of my situation. So, but that doesn't mean I know a lot of brothers that were married while they were in prison, that were married before they went into prison. So relationship issues, it's tough when you're in
Marvin,
prison,
I'm just
but
asking,
they're not.
I just wanted to know, based on the things that you keep saying, I wanted to know if you were ever in a long-term relationship, and what do you consider a long-term relationship?
I mean, listen, a long-term relationship is when you with somebody for a long time.
I think
So why
that's
do you
a
have
yes
to be?
or no, and I think that's a yes or no question.
A long-term relationship, because
yes, I've been in long-term.
There for 25 years, negate the fact that you were in a committed long-term relationship. I just want to know
I've been
what
in long.
you consider.
I have relationships.
Relationship.
I have relationships where one relationship lasted about 8 years. We were planning on getting married, but it didn't work out. You go through that.
Were you incarcerated at the time?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're speaking of, right? Yeah. Okay. While I was inside, I was about to get married. A couple of times I was about to get married.
Okay. So here's the thing about relationships. A relationship with an incarcerated person is very different than a relationship when you're both out.
How do you know? How do you know that? You never experienced that.
Ooh,
you never been in prison. How can you speak on? How do you know that when you never been to prison?
What? Let me finish. Because my husband that you guys were just talking to did 17 years. Okay.
Did how long? I didn't hear you.
17 years.
But have you
17?
Let her finish.
6 of his 17, we were together. I met him inside. So there is a huge difference that I have experienced and I can speak to of being in a relationship with some. Excuse me.
Hold on. But you weren't.
Let her finish.
Excuse me. There is a difference in the dynamics of a relationship with someone that's incarcerated versus when he came out. Now, now I'm not trying to talk about that. What I am saying,
no doubt,
is there's experience that I can speak to women or wives or people about what it's like loving a man on the inside, what we had to learn and grow and decide. And I could also say that from his perspective, he can say things difficult or whatever.
That's what I'm getting ready to say. But that's what I said. No doubt.
Hold on. But the only point that I'm trying to make is, number one, always keep in mind that this is social media. You never really know who you're talking to. So when you're being all of us, right, you have a right to your opinion, but always keep in mind, you don't know who you're talking to. So I feel that we could always all be collectively kinder and give that opportunity. One of the things that's happening, Marvin, is your opinions, you come forth as if it's truth. And I need you to understand that that's your truth. That's not necessarily the
I never
truth.
said that.
It-
Who said that?
But
My truth is the
because
truth.
the way that you might
No,
be
that's the way
presenting.
that y'all
Now,
perceive it.
now going back
That's
to the topics or whatever for this call.
see,
I
that's
think
the way.
it's a great
But
topic to talk about relationship dynamics or talking about
I
incarcerated or
like that
something
too.
like that.
Yeah, no
Dating,
doubt.
like maybe social media or
Yeah,
online dating versus public dating, because I feel like
no
some of
doubt.
the different issues and constraints that we have is because of how the couple starts and the couple meets and stuff like that. But those are also greater topics. But we just got to be open to be willing to have the conversation. But anyway, back
Intelligent conversation.
not only was my husband
And we got what we got. And just the thing too, we got to stop doing. When you don't have a good answer to something, we try to attack. And what I'm saying is, oh, you haven't experienced that. Oh, those are attacks. And I'm saying we all haven't experienced a lot of things. The whole point in having a talk show is speaking not from everything from experience. You speaking your opinion on certain things, whether you might have experienced them yourself, or you might have been close to somebody that experienced it. But just like you were never in prison, but you were in a relationship with somebody in prison. But you can't speak from a prison perspective, and that's the point I'm trying to say. But you can still, okay, but you can speak from it in a relationship because you shared something with somebody who was in prison. I'm saying I've shared relationships with people who experienced things that I could speak of, and I could speak of personal experiences myself. And that's why we're here to talk. You can't just say, "Oh, you can't talk about that. Shut up. You can't talk about that because you ain't
I
never
don't
did
think
that."
that's what anybody is saying. I think
But that's what. But we get to a point. But I'm saying we start to get into that. When we start getting to that on that path, then we start limiting ourselves and what we could talk about. Because then if we can't talk about certain things because we haven't experienced it, or I can't speak about teen pregnancy because I ain't a teen no more and I can't be pregnant.
I don't think
but I can't talk about
saying that, Marvin.
But
I
that's what
think
y'all
that
saying.
honestly,
You saying
no, we're not.
because I ain't never.
You-
But what I'm saying
No,
is
we're
you
not.
said.
No, we're not. No, we're
I
not.
think
Give me
we
a
getting
moment.
down that road. We're starting to go down
No,
that road where we starting to say, "Oh, you can't talk about this because you
no,
ain't never
that's
been."
not.
And I'm saying
Nobody is
we
saying
all
that.
we all have experienced things, and we all been through things, and we know people. We've shared things with people that we care about, and so we have a right and we have opinions, and we should be able to talk about it.
Yes.
If we don't,
Okay.
then what's the
That part
point
is
in having a
true.
forum to speak
That
on things? If we limit it in what we could talk about, then we can only
but
talk about what
nobody
we
is saying
experience.
that.
Then
Okay.
we can only talk about what we experience. That would limit
Nobody
then
is
what we
saying
talk
that.
about.
Are you guys getting the feedback that I'm getting?
Yeah, some
Yes.
feedback coming. I don't know what that is. It's a
A
lot of
lot of
noise.
static.
Nobody
Yeah.
is saying that. The only part, and then please let's just agree to change the subject. Because I don't want you to feel that people are saying that people can't have their opinions. Even if you look in the chat, everybody has their opinions. We're not saying
Exactly.
Marvin,
So okay, let me get to some
not
topics
saying
here.
that
We
what we're saying is that when you have an opinion versus the person sitting in the seat, let the person sitting in the seat help those that are asking the questions. Because if we're talking about
It
how
could
to
go
get
both ways.
to year, hold on. If we're talking about how to get to year 28, at least talk to someone that made it to year 10 instead of those that are only boyfriend, girlfriend. That's the only point that we're trying to say. Give room
I'm saying,
for the rest.
of course, I'm giving room, but I'm saying you can't shut me down just and use your argument as, oh, people sometimes, like I said, they go to certain things to shut down an argument, and that's easy to say. I could shut down plenty of debates and opinion and arguments just by saying, "Oh, you never did this. Shut up." Like, nah, that's not how we talk, and that's not how we discuss. Because we all have different opinions. And yeah, I know you married, and yeah, you can speak from a married perspective, but I can have my opinion on marriage. Why not? Just because, oh, I'm better than you, or I know more than you because I'm married.
Okay, we'll let you have the last word on that. Darlene, go ahead to the comments.
Thank you. So now it says, I agree with Marvin about the experience. Sometimes the other people experience is the best teacher.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Listen fully before you respond. Marvin.
I can't hear you. Say that again. You broke up.
Patrice said, listen fully before you respond. You've been on a defensive mode. need to listen fully and let other people finish. The same way you want us to let you finish, you have to as well let other people finish. Everyone needs
All
to
right.
and while yes, of course, you
Well,
can have
it's
your opinion.
when you feeling attacked, you don't wait around
I
in the
shut
corner
you down.
to get to take the blows. You swing back. So
No,
I
Marvin,
swing
I shut
back.
you down because you don't let other people finish.
No, y'all
And
don't
you
let me
know
finish.
I am gracious more than anybody. You don't let me
No,
finish, I'm gonna shut you
no, I
down
don't.
because you're not being fair.
Y'all don't never let me finish my point.
Marvin, all you
But
do
I'm
is
gonna
talk.
show I'm the only man around opinionated women, so I'm expecting that. So I love it though. I love it.
Marvin, you
I
sound
take
like an
it.
opinionated woman to me.
Say that
Defense
again.
is a form of insecurity. Defense
No,
is a
I'm
form
not.
of
First of all,
insecurity.
Go,
no.
Johanna.
See, there we go. See, there we
It
go
is.
attacking again. See, this is what I'm saying. If I start attacking
It's
women
an
and
Seems
saying
like you don't
observation
like
things,
to
and
hear
an
nothing.
opinion.
hold on. But what I'm saying is,
It's
see,
my
when you
opinion
don't have
based
a
on my
listen,
observation.
when we start psychoanalyzing everybody, I can psychoanalyze everybody on this
You could
panel, but I don't do
try.
that. But see, that's
I
what I'm saying.
wouldn't
That's what you're
care.
doing, trying. But I'm saying that's not
No,
cool.
I'm
Like,
doing.
I wouldn't
huh?
care.
No, but I don't do that. I play fair. I try to play fair. I don't try
Yeah,
to
but
psychoanalyze.
it is
That's an
just like we're
easy.
talking.
That's an easy way to debate and have an opinion on the side.
So
You could just start saying, "Oh, she crazy," or "This one is a Looney Tune," and this one, like, then we getting off. We going into some
Yeah.
stupid stuff.
okay, so
That's not
here the
smart,
comments.
intelligent thought.
Here the comments. Oh, there's no trivia tonight. I am not trivia. Trivia is a once a month thing. Patrice said, I don't like that attack word. You're in defense. If you listen, you won't feel attacked.
No, if you let the attacks affect you, that's when you your feelings involved. I love it. I feel like I said, I enjoy having intelligent conversations. I enjoy debates. My point is when you start using words. What's that noise? Hello?
I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's like my skin tone. It's brown.
Oh, somebody's talking. Oh,
Somebody's
when you
background.
start,
Commercial.
yeah, somebody's background. That's what I thought was a commercial. So I said when you start attacking somebody personally, that's getting away from the opinions and topic. Then because I don't if I start attacking y'all women personally, then everybody gonna say, "Oh, look at him, he's attacking the girls. Why is he this guy?" I have not once said anything about y'all mentally, about your insecurities, about your
Have we
flaws.
said that? Have we
You
personally?
just said to me that Johanna, you just said that I'm defensive because I have some insecurities. Like, where'd that come from?
Oh, but that
You
was
just
personal. Okay,
that
but
is
that's
personal.
not personal. No,
That's not
it's
personal.
No, it's not.
Hold on. If I said to you that you sound defensive because you have insecurities, that ain't a personal attack against you?
No, I would have
let
to
her
check
finish.
myself. Like one thing about
Huh?
Johanna is Johanna is very confident. And I also
I'm
take
confident
constructive
too. I'm
criticism.
just saying though.
But
I'm
I'm
saying
just saying I take criticism. I take
okay,
criticism up.
that's not criticism, but I'm saying criticism
No,
is like
But what I'm saying is
criticism.
that
Marvin, you see how you're not letting her finish?
yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
what I'm saying is that defense when a person like even if you talk to your kid, right? And if I say, "Hey, where did you go?" and the response is, "Why are you asking?" That's because he knows he did something wrong. Like when you jump to defense,
So what would you say to
that's
him
an
then?
insecurity.
And when your kid says that, you're gonna say, "Oh, you sound stupid." You're gonna insult him, or you're gonna
No,
have an intelligent. Okay, so if you don't agree with me, don't say to me, "Oh, the reason why I feel the way I feel is because I got some kind of mental or disorder." That's what
Listen,
you
here's the
I'm
difference.
saying,
Here's the difference. No.
I'm saying
Here's the difference, Marvin.
hold on, let me make my
Hold
point, and then
on.
you go, let me finish. I'm gonna let you speak. If I start attacking everybody, insecurities and flaws, and everybody be like, "Oh my God, this guy, why is he saying this to the?" I would never do that.
Listen,
I
the point
keep it
that
on
you're
topic.
missing.
Let me finish my point. I keep it on topic and I keep it as my opinion. I never get to a point where I start psychoanalyzing Darlene or psychoanalyzing Destiny or psychoanalyzing Johanna, because once you start doing that, then what you're doing is you're getting away from the topic. You're getting away from the let me finish the debate.
Okay.
And now we just playing the dozen. But now we just getting on each other.
Marvin, you're
Wait.
done. Let somebody else
Okay.
speak.
Just about 40 minutes ago, Darlene said to Destiny, and Destiny even said, "Am I bitter?" That's personal. During the conversation, Destiny was able to summarize and surmise her own opinion and thoughts and saying, wait a minute, maybe my thinking about it being in a relationship is coming from bitterness. She checked herself. So that is looking at her mental. That is psychoanalyzing. And I think that's
no.
healthy.
She asked you.
Hold
You didn't
on,
ask me.
hold-
No, first, see,
I'm not
the
gonna-
difference
I'm not
is she asked you. No, because you saying you trying to compare the two. One was a question,
Marvin.
the other was a direct analysis. You said, "Oh, you defensive because you insecure." You didn't ask me, Marvin. Do you think that the reason? If you'd have asked me, that would have been a question I would have answered. If
Okay,
you say,
Marvin.
Marvin, do you think your defensiveness has to do with your insecurity? I'd have been
Marvin,
like, "Oh no, Johanna." I'd have been like, "Nah."
Okay. So the way that I said it was, in general, defensiveness is a sign of insecurity. If that offended you, I'll
That's
take
the
that.
tack. Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
I will take that because it was a sly comment. Forgive the Brooklyn in me.
No doubt. Respect.
However, because I don't mind apologizing.
Respect. Respect.
With that being said, what I
No
think
doubt.
is very healthy and what I was trying to offer in the comparison is throughout these conversations, the way that we grow is to also allow ourselves to like reflect and say, wait a minute, if Johanna is saying so and so, if Marvin is saying so and so, and this is how I've been acting, maybe I'm the wrong one. So in all that we're saying, even talking about the childbearing, talking about the parents, one thing that would have been or would be healthy is to, instead of it always being a debate, for it to be a learning or a compromise or saying,
No
you
doubt.
know what,
Yeah.
I messed up there. I wasn't thinking about it that way. I could have done more. Yeah, maybe I should change the way I'm looking at relationships in my singleness. You're not really doing that. And what I would like to see is a healthier conversation instead of a debate. So when Destiny said, you know what, maybe I'm being bitter, we don't know
It takes both.
if she's now gonna, okay, but I already apologized for my sly comment. That was condescending, all of those things. Okay. But at the same time, not even a but, your defensiveness and not being willing to compromise,
I'm not willing to compromise.
Is that
How am I not-
it could come possibly from, you can say it's not or it is. And that's it.
All right. Listen, one thing we got to understand too, there's no wrong or right in this. You said that I should be able to say I'm wrong, but there's no, see, in a healthy discussion, there's no wrong or right.
Yes,
And we have listen, in opinions. And we speaking from opinions, unless I say something that's not a fact, but my opinion can't be taken as wrong or right. If I have a honest,
Yes, it can.
no. In your heart, because you see it differently. But if it's not a fact,
Marvin,
if
my
I
opinion
say the sky is
my
black
opinion is,
and
Marvin,
it's blue,
you talk too
that's not an
much,
opinion.
and you don't give anyone
because
else
the
a
cops'
chance
opinion
to
is
speak.
black
Am I
people
wrong
ain't
for that?
shit. So the cops' opinion is we ain't shit. That's
Right.
fucking wrong. So your opinions can be wrong.
Okay, where is he?
He gave up.
We can't hear
Come on,
you.
ladies.
We can't hear you. I can't hear you, Darlene. No.
Latoya says this sounds like Maury. Oh, damn.
Okay. No. No. Oh, damn.
Oh, I thought you cut my mic off. Word, that's how it's going down. We can't hear you. Can't hear you, Darlene. Can't hear you. Nope. So you tried to cut my mic and cut your own mic. I'm playing.
Marvin,
Don't get upset.
but you have to understand that you don't give anyone else a chance to speak. You just
That's
go,
not true.
okay. Okay, this
It
is
just
beyond
happened.
me being rude. I'm not being rude to you. I'm simply expressing something to you that I need you to hear.
That's not true. I'm on a set with women who like to
But
cut
can you
men
hear
that
it?
cut,
Can you hear it? Can you hear what I'm trying to
hear what?
say? I'm trying to
That's
speak to you, but all you do is talk a lot, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Whether or not you agree with the
see.
other people, Marvin, you have to give them a chance to get the words out, but you don't. You interrupt
No, I don't.
everyone. And
That's an interruption right there.
And you don't do that. Y'all both. This is what I'm trying to say. Y'all do the same thing, but I'm being judged at a different level because I have a different opinion. Now, if I was saying something in agreement with y'all, you wouldn't care. But you cut me off. I have to say all the time, "Can I finish? Can I finish?" And this is the thing. What I'm trying to say. I'm on a set with women, and I know this is going to happen. Where most of the opinions are going to be the same, and I'm going to be the guy that's going to be under attack. But I welcome that. I love that
Can
because
you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
yes, welcome back.
I had to exit myself all the way out.
Oh, girl,
Now.
I'm glad you're back.
Okay. Now the point that I'm making is, once we get to a point of over talking each other, now we're being disrespectful. So Marvin, I removed you from the stream and I removed myself from the stream because we're not getting anywhere. Now we're going to agree to take turns. And since I've let you all say a lot because I know when to fall back, I just want to say that, as always, and from the beginning, I've always said that we all are certified in our own opinions only. But when someone comes on with the experience in the subject that we're talking about, we have to give them the respect of saying, you specialize in something that I don't. And that's it. Can you agree on that? Can y'all
Are
hear
you
me?
talking
Or
to
not?
me?
Yes,
Oh,
you.
I didn't know who you was talking to.
Yes, you.
Agree
Can
on
you
what?
agree on that? That's all I was saying. Anyhow,
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be rude, but yes, I do agree that there's a lot of over talking going on. And in my defense, I'm telling you why I do it. I feel as though I would like to hear another opinion, or something needs to be said because it's being repeated like the fifth time. And I want to make sure that the person who's saying it understands that I heard it the other 4 times. And I would just like to now comment on it. That's why I interrupt. But yes, I will respect the forum by saying nothing until I'm called. Thank you.
Let's
okay.
see if we all can do that because everybody accuses me of interrupting, but I'm interrupted all the time when I'm talking, and nobody, again, because I have a different opinion than everybody, I'm the one that's vilified as the one that talks over everybody. But we all doing it,
Marvin,
and I'm saying,
I'm gonna
see what
need
you're doing
you.
now? See,
Yes.
see,
You know why? Because
okay.
I'm gonna need you to watch the replay and see where it happens. You
What
always
happened?
say, "Let me finish. Let me finish."
Yeah,
And then we
exactly.
let
Why
you finish.
not?
And
No,
then
you
you
don't.
take up so much time that the rest of us are not allowed to get to a point. I'm not
See,
allowed to get to the viewer's point. You have to learn when to cap and let somebody else go.
can I talk right now?
No.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing that happens with a lot of women. We always blame the man for not allowing women to do and be themselves, and that's got to stop. Y'all have
Marvin,
every
you talk a lot.
opportunity to speak.
You talk a
What are you
lot.
doing now? You cut me off. See, I
Yes.
gave you the space to speak, but y'all don't see. This is what I'm trying to say. You do the same thing, and it's upsetting to me. So only way for me to say my point, sometimes I gotta cut people off. So we get into a cutting each other off thing, and it
Okay.
gets crazy. You're right. But we all
Okay.
have to apply by the same rules of respecting and allowing somebody to finish speaking. And what I'm trying to say is that I'm being the one to vilify for cutting people off, but y'all all do it.
Can I
Everybody
say
does it.
something? Can I say something?
Yes, Johanna.
I would love to raise my hand. So
from just coming. So we have a couple of folks still online with us. And as a suggestion, right, you guys manage this forum and perhaps offline. So right now we're talking about the dynamics of conversation, right? And, you know, in my professional life, I have conference calls every single day for hours. So maybe you guys can set some rules privately about how to do that, because people have like, I like the zeal. I like it. You know what I mean? It's good. But when we are not considering the audience and not considering each other, then the goal that you guys have for tonight, that's where we lose that. So have we all interrupted? Yes. But the point that you guys are doing this is to have those informative, that, you know what I mean? That's what you want to do. And perhaps I'm part of it because I popped on today and I became a panelist like out of the blue. So I could take responsibility of that. But there has to be, like, what we do is to have timed, everybody like gets a minute to say something. And then one person has to be the one to say, it's now time to move on. And when that is said, no matter what you want to say, you have to just let it go. We don't have to have the last word. The reality is that more than likely we're not going to die tonight. So you'll have another call, you'll have another conversation, and we have to let whatever that last time is, or that last comment, let that stand. We don't have to always stay, and we have
Good
to
night,
respect each
Tracy.
other.
So we have lost viewers.
Yeah.
The rules,
Because we've got
the rules
instances
were there,
before.
Johanna. It wasn't like we're just now coming up with it. It always was, and it was reiterated. It always was, and it's being said behind the scenes, but maybe we need a larger conversation.
We have to start again. It goes all the way. It can't just be, oh, I'm talking too much, or we if we have an opportunity to say something, we can't make excuse that the man, I'm taking up space, because we all have a voice, and I'm not taking nobody's voice away. I'm not allowing somebody to speak.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, as always, great debate tonight. But we're gonna go ahead and close off because we went well over time. We're gonna call it a night. And we're gonna work on our delivery. That's what we all can agree on.
Yeah.
I thank you all for joining in with us, expressing your opinions as much as you could tonight. Thank you, Johanna, for joining us. Thank you to your husband for the time that he popped in.
That's a fact. And
time management is something that we all gonna work on. We damn sure gonna work on that. So, until next time, I'm gonna close out by saying I'm Darlene Insatiable. You guys know where to find me. I will be on tomorrow night doing my live. Marvin, you want to tell them where they can find you and your works?
Oh yeah, definitely. We got an event coming up next Tuesday on read/creation.com. We're gonna be reading literature and just a reading session. If you could join in, we'll be greatly appreciated. 7:00 Tuesday. Check out the link. I'll send out certain links, but read/creation.com.
All right, Destiny, you want to say anything before we close out?
Girl, you know I'm gonna be here next week.
Yeah.
Y'all need to be here next week too.
All right, Johanna.
No, thank you for letting me interrupt you guys. This was fun.
Yes, it was very interesting. It reminds me of the time I wanted to be a lawyer back in the day. All right, y'all. So, my fellow John Jayans, we're going to say goodnight.
Oh, Johanna went to John Jay too?
Yeah.
Okay, John Jay in the house. All right, respect.
Yep. All right, so we're going to say goodnight. God bless. We're going to see y'all next week. So until next week, we wish you peace,
power,
and control.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.